Hello, and welcome. I think I held it slightly too long. No, I stopped counting in my head. I used to have this cue where the light on the camera would turn on, and so I was like waiting for that, and I'm like, oh, that's right, they're new cameras, so the light doesn't turn. There's no light on. They're just looking at me all the time. Yeah, I need a light cue. I just like come and like flash a light, and I was like, oh no, I've trained myself to the wrong cue, which is you and me counting, which is what I used to do, and I'd actually count under the table because I was afraid that I would count wrong. I'd be like. Okay, so hi everybody. I've been doing this for a while and apparently still don't know what I'm doing. Welcome. Are you ready to ride shiny and chrome with us upon the Fury Road? No, I'm joking. We don't actually own that intellectual property, so we are in a vaguely wasteland, desert, apocalyptic, diesel punk genre.
It's Worlds Beyond Thunderdome.
It's Worlds Beyond Thunderdome.
Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh wait, no. Is it lightning sphere? Lightning semicircle.
Yeah. No, loud noise sphere.
Angry Mitchell. Angry Mitchell's race game.
I'm Angry Mitchell. I'm looking for my cat.
Who took my cat? I mean, I feel like it's got to be like.
You got any soda?
I think like mad,
Angry Andrew.
Angry Andrew. Yeah, Angry Andrew. Angry Andy. Make it even shorter. Yeah. It's like Mad Max.
Or right. Angry Ann.
Ooh, I like it. I like the switch. So hi everybody, welcome in. It's good to see all of you here. We are playing Worlds Beyond, which is a Cypher system RPG using the Strange setting. So our intrepid group of adventurers / players find themselves frequently in new worlds every week, hopping between realities and different dimensions. Because these pocket dimensions pop up through a major issue that is taking place on Earth called fictional leakage. So go check with your doctor if you think you might have a case of that. So we'll get into what has been happening so far in this world, but some quick reminders and announcements. Next week on Monday at 7 p.m. is the finale, the final episode of Eat, Pray, Kill, the amazing demon-filled madness, because it is based off of the comic book Kill 6 Billion Demons by Orbital Dropkick. So you should tune in, check that out. I heard last week someone punched the sun, or this week someone punched the sun.
It was
You were watching, yeah. Punch the sun. That's what Steph told me when she got back. She's like, yeah, Strawberry, punch the sun. And I'm like, your game is very different than mine.
When do we get a punch the sun?
We'll go to when we go to the Eat, Pray, Kill recursion.
Oh. I mean, I think
because at a totally not official announcement, don't tell Anna. We may or may not be having a special Crossmas 2-part episode coming up at some point in December, so stay tuned for information on that. I probably wasn't supposed to announce it, but given that...
go ahead and announce it right now.
Okay, it was like 2/3 of the people who would be responsible for that edition, and I'm looking up the dates real fast because I don't remember. It will be December 15th and 22nd. No, those are the 14th and 21st.
Yeah. Nope, that's Fridays.
Yes, it's going to be on Fridays.
Okay.
You did not look at the post in Discord, clearly.
I looked at the Discord. I've been checking daily in the little Discord.
Yeah, just our section.
I posted now in Discord.
Please do. I'll try to look at them.
I posted it in the other one. It will be a 2-part Crossmas special episode with some familiar faces from here, some familiar faces from other shows. I'm very excited. We will have 5 different previous Geek Space TV shows that will be represented. So it's going to be good. It's going to be something.
And one of your favorite chipmunks from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yes. Whoa, what? Which one's that gonna be?
Theodore. Theodore's the best one. He cares.
So that'll be our present from us to you is a 2-part special of Crossmas. I think those are and then this Thursday.
No.
Yeah.
What's the dad called Alvin and the
Tomorrow.
Chipmunks?
I'm talking.
They didn't have a dad, and we're doing announcements.
They were chipmunks. Their dad was a chipmunk that was unnamed.
No, Charles? Who was the guy who was like, I'm going to make...
Charles. He was in charge. Yeah. Lauren, continue, please.
I'm trying. Tomorrow night, Thursday, at 5 p.m., we will be running another episode of Behind the Screens, where I will be talking to you about how to play and run tabletop RPGs on Twitch, because theoretically I know what I'm talking about. But I'm excited because we have plans for the remaining season episodes before December, which will involve bringing cool people on to the show, because it shouldn't just be me, because I'm not that cool on my own. And then after that, that will be going until 6:30, and then 6:30 to about 7-ish. Anna Geeks, Anna, our CEO, you probably have heard of her. She will be doing Wind Down, where she'll be talking about the state of our studio and answer any questions that you guys have. So tune in while she drinks wine and talks to Chet. It's a classic Geek Space TV tradition.
Will there be bowls?
Will there be bowls? I'm very confident that there will be a bowl. At least one. And there may be a cupcake that falls on the ground. It's hard to say.
Is Anna pro bowl or pro?
Anna was like the one who suggested the bowl the first time.
Yeah.
Like she's team bowl.
Pioneer.
She's a pioneer.
Anna and I bowl together. I'm standing by it.
I mean, arguably that sentence just means you go bowling.
Yeah.
I know it's not what you mean, but it like makes sense.
We could make that a true thing.
I mean, we could. The night is young. The year is young.
Bye, guys. We're gonna go bowl.
The year is pretty old. It's December, almost. Oh gosh. So anyway, speaking of, there will be some week, probably at least 1 week where we don't have any shows because there's this holiday that a lot of people celebrate that'll be happening. So that's a thing. Otherwise, tune in on Monday, 7 p.m. final Eat, Pray, Kill episode. And if you would like to support us in continuing to make the content that we create here, we are truly appreciative of it. You can see below my face our donation goal for this week to help us fund these episodes, pay for our cast, cover our costs of rent, and all of those wonderful, lovely things. You can also support us regularly through Patreon if you would like to set up a monthly donation over there. So thank you so much for joining Geek Space TV here tonight. I hope you enjoy this episode of Worlds Beyond Thunderdome. So with that, let's introduce who my lovely cast of players are, the various drivers and survivors of the post-apocalypse. Let's start over here with the highest of hair. The higher the hair.
We're in a hair escalation
Next week,
situation.
you can go full beehive. You
well,
got enough.
I did not have materials today.
I'm just saying. Next week.
Next time.
Next week.
I
We're
believe
gonna
in
up
you,
the game.
but I also have wings.
Oh. Okay, it's
You
on.
You can stack the
That's
wigs.
it.
Just 5 of them.
It's like,
Girl, I taught you to Bouffant.
I
I taught you to
At
Beehive.
some point,
And
the student
now-
has to surpass the teacher.
I'm clutching.
Hi, I'm Shellgame. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram. I'm not doing anything on Twitch. I don't know why I keep saying Twitch. Eventually, one day, distant memories. And
just if you
dreams.
say it, it's branding. It's all about the branding.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And those who prefer not to have genders, hello. I play Anon. Anon Nisi, who is an individual who absolutely loves to find out everything she can about every single person that she finds. And the more that she finds out about you, the more she'll either be a friend or foe.
I also think you could describe yourself as a what, who, what's.
Oh, right, I forgot that part.
Yeah, we can
I'm
do
an
that here.
appealing paradox, which I feel like, as I say, is very fitting branding for Anon.
Appealing paradox. Appealing paradox. And what's your focus?
I'm a lead.
Who
I'm a
leads?
lead right now. Yeah. An appealing paradox who leads.
Hi, I'm Jackie Dash. JAKIDASH. Oh.
I remember sometimes that it's
It's very good. You can find me there on the Twitch and the Twitter. I am playing, my pronouns are he, or she, her, but I am playing Pine Knight, or in the Pines, when the sky was night, I took a breath. He is, as you can see, a knight, but in this world, he is a graceful vector who drives the shiny and chrome.
Oh, I forgot my pronouns.
Get it.
Both me and my character is she, her. Okay, that's all
Cool.
I just needed.
It's important. Cool.
We're working
Thank
on
you.
it.
We are.
I'm really gonna list.
Was there anything else I forgot?
No, you got it all.
Go!
Hey, I'm Janine. I'm playing Captain Jade Atwood, she, hers. And Jade is a clever vector who adapts to any environment. Captain of the group and cigar-loving...
BA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of the
Cigars
BA.
like
You're
in this
pretty
world.
Yeah.
Gross.
But on the Twitters, I am Admiral Asma.
Hey, it's your boy, What is Kiss, aka Nathan Kiss, aka Case Nathaniel, aka Mason Sadir, aka Daddy Shark, aka Brown Naruto. And in this game, I am Oswald Dukes, who is a lucky spinner with a license to carry. Oswald in this game is a man on a mission looking for his family and some answers. Will he find them? Who knows? He, him are the pronouns.
I also want to point out in this world, the license to carry is just you have the gun.
I got the gun.
That's how it works in this recursion.
Shadowrun, it's like, do you have a permit for that weapon?
Did you get your fake permit for your weapon if you didn't get your real permit? And which ID did you connect it? Sorry.
Who are you?
Oh, hello. My name is Bonsai, and I am Bonsai Baby on Twitch and Bonsai Baby on Instagram and on Twitter. So if you guys want to follow, check me out here. I play Dale Fink, who's a skeptical paradox who's born with the wild, and I am breast. Glorious! All is glorious.
I did not know that was going to happen.
I missed my mark a little bit, but it gets the point. I think I went a little crazy. It's okay.
I really thought you were going to wait until later in the episode.
No! Was I supposed to wait?
No! I've heard it!
This is beautiful.
I got poison already.
Oh no, this is just icing. You want some?
Oh, okay.
It smells like a cupcake.
Yeah. Later.
I'm trying to smell you. That's weird.
Smell.
Oh, it's okay.
Hi, everybody. I am Random Tuesday. I will be your GM for this evening. My pronouns are she, her. So I feel like we all just have a lot of pent up energy right
missed
now.
a week.
So let's.
It's
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we
2 weeks of energy in one episode.
Let's do this. So, our intrepid group of adventurers have been on a few missions so far. They've encountered a creepy house with a lady that may or may not have been a giant spider that tried to kill them. They encountered probably cultists, hard to be sure, but they all had the same uniform, and that normally denotes a cult. And they also did talk about, like, the Eater of Worlds and things like that. So, you know, good stuff. They also went to, it was Spooky Recursion, Arden. I feel like you went somewhere else, and I can't remember.
Earth.
You've been on Earth a few times. It's real boring.
Arden.
We've been to Arden a lot. They kind of know our number now. No horses, though.
Oh, yeah, I think you went there twice. Okay, so
No
maybe we
horses.
just haven't been anywhere else. That's fine. No. But they've learned a lot. And last time they were in Arden, they were chasing down an extreme cipher, a device or artifact of some kind that was incredibly powerful, and they didn't really know what it did. But the person they had previously rescued in Arden had been looking for it. So they took a long trek. They went on an airship. It was pretty cool. They got attacked by murderous horses. Pine rode one of the horses. It was very sweet. And then they eventually made their way to the ruin at the edge of this kind of floating island and encountered the cultists who were trying to do something with the cipher. And after some talking, they activated it. And the result was that Dale and Jade were standing in the area when it was activated, and a massive portal bubble of energy enveloped them and transported them to a new location. And shortly after that, Oz and Anon and Pine all decided to step through. And so we will start first with Dale and Jade, who arrived in this new recursion. And they get there, and you're kind of experiencing a bad translation is basically the best thing. And like Jade's probably experienced one of these before, but Dale never really has. And it's the sort of thing that happens when no one helps ease you into the translation. So you struggle if you have a new focus. I think actually in both of your cases you have an old focus, so you're fine. But you wouldn't be able to use it. But the other big thing is you're just kind of like feeling foggy and just not really with it for a little bit, so everything's going to be one step harder for you to do. So you're kind of bleary-eyed and you blink, 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 and there's just this bright light first. And this sort of expansive, vast, reflective surface that takes a moment to realize you were looking at miles upon miles of sand dunes. And then at some point you will hear the sound of vehicles approaching, but we'll kind of start with when you first arrive. There's the two of you there, and you see the same people that you were talking to. There is the woman who was in charge, who was the one who turned it on, and they're probably like maybe 10 or so meters away from you. Like they popped into relatively the same area, but they either seem to have moved slightly further away. And she's got with her the I think there was three or four kind of lackeys.
Yeah, there's like.
That are with her, and she's just sort of looking around and like seems to kind of be smiling to herself in this strange place. She doesn't seem quite as impacted by the translation. And when you pop in, she sort of turns around and she's like, "Oh, you made it! It worked." And then she kind of turns away from you and just continues walking.
Oh, she does she?
She does. She does.
Yeah, so I think Jade probably is like, bad translation.
It's like having a hangover.
Yeah. So it's her normal state, right?
Yeah.
But I think she has that moment of like looking down and being like,
Yeah, what is
my
your...
arm's gone.
Yeah, it's probably just
She's like,
completely
what?
gone.
Because she's used to, I mean, it's her normal arm is not.
Or it's there, but it's probably like, I imagine, because it's almost not functional at all, right? On Earth, it's just sort of like a. Does it have any functionality on Earth?
No,
Okay.
I mean at this point, I think it's just not there. So I think
because the other option might be like a really like one of those old school like lever pulley sort of like claw prosthetics.
As tempting as that is, I think the more accurate
it's just gone.
Is it that
Cool.
it's gone, just based on how it's takes on its environment. So I'm going to go with canon on this and say it's not there.
Okay. And you look down like at your clothing, and you realize when you look at the people, the kind of the cultists, they have this sort of similar effect of like when you translate to a new location. So they're wearing like they had these kind of black cloaks, but now it's like black leather jackets, and on the back of their leather jackets, it's the emblem that you've seen on all of their cloaks, that like kind of circle with the tree with a single leaf on it. And like they've got like goggles on and like shoulder pads. Like so some of their jackets are like sleeveless, and they've got like leather gloves and stuff. And like big chunky boots.
I think Jade is just like, why am I in a bustier? Like, what is going on?
There's like extra belts around your torso.
Right,
for
but like,
no reason.
Like she's like, this is not armor. Armor.
You're kind of armless right now.
Why are my boobs out? Life is terrible right now. So, given Jade's situation, I think she would try to jump woman who just turned her back to me because
she's like kind of walking away.
I'm not in a good mood.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good.
Yeah, that's legit.
Do it.
I got one good arm and I'm gonna hit with it if I can. So
Okay, you're just gonna punch her.
I think so.
So I will say this would normally be a difficulty 4.
Okay.
It's 5 for you because you're a little bit dizzy.
So 15 or higher.
Yep.
Is that right?
Oh, 18.
18. Excellent.
Yeah, I think I just like march right up
you
to
just
her and like
you lunge across, and she's not looking at you. Like she's like, "Oh, you made it." And, like kind of decided to
I
ignore
don't
you
think
and
I
like
even
turn
wait
around.
for her to turn around. I think
and you're
I
just
like hit her in the
lunge
back
and
of the
just
head.
Bam! You just like deck her, and she kind of reels and like stumbles back, slides down a little bit of the sand. And with an 18, you actually would hurt her even more.
Yeah.
So you gain +2 damage.
Yeah.
So how much would you normally do on your roll?
4.
4.
Yeah.
Normally 4 + 2. Okay, so 6. Yeah,
Wow.
it hurts. She reels
Do
and
I
skids
knock her
backward.
down? Do
No,
I, like,
not quite. Because you didn't get into a fight.
Don't drop
beforehand.
her.
You do know. You sadly, tempting though it may be. The other her like lackeys, they like turn around and they immediately like draw weapons, and they like so one of them's got like a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire.
Great.
Oh, wow.
And one of them has like a he pulls a pole off his back, and there's like a really small like stop sign, like part of a stop sign attached to it.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
and they're like, all right, I guess this is what we're fighting with, and so they kind of turn on you.
We don't call this Democracy Road.
Yeah, we don't. This is not Democracy Road.
Not
It's not even really
or
a road
Diplomacy Road either.
anymore. What is Dale doing?
Dale is first puking everywhere. I don't know what's going on.
That's
The sun is bright.
That's the moment Jane's
It's-
like, "Oh, are you sick?" Oh,
It's
Yes,
hot
it's
and
hot.
uncomfortable.
Oh, and I got this like ripped up I guess when I change, I'll be extra greasy.
You are super slimy. Like there's just like motor oil. Like
motor oil all over me.
Is it
and
like
I got
dripping off of you?
Yeah, let's say it's just like you would think
is it
Dale's
sweat?
dirtiness.
Is it oil?
It's something. It's something. And if I look around and I'm dizzy and I see her going ahead and punching people, all right, I'm gonna take a full-on charge at whoever's closest to me.
All right,
Oh.
you like charging for one of the lackeys.
Yeah. Whoever's closest, because I don't know what's going on. If I see my captain punching people, I am going to go down.
You're gonna throw down.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go down.
So for one of the lackeys, this would be normally 3. So you're dizzy, so it's 4. So difficult. So you need to roll 12 or higher.
12 or higher. Come on, don't miss. Miss.
So Dale, what does it look like as you
I just-
stumble?
I sound like a very drunk person, and I just eat the ground. I rolled a 2. I got some sand in my mouth.
So you turn around. Yeah, you deck her. You turn around. You see Dale just like charge at one of them, and then like trip on their own feet,
Yes,
maybe, and
trip on their
then
own
tumble, and like land face
And
first.
that is
in a
the
sand
moment where I
dune.
realize the rest of the team isn't here yet.
Yeah, you turn around and,
And I'm
you're
like-
it's you and Dale.
Oh. Ah.
Ah.
I'm like, no, that was my fault. That was a rookie move.
So she stumbles back, and she's gonna move away from you. She's like, ugh, and she kind of is like eyes you up and down. Of like, you're a little bit scary. Like one-armed woman just like decked her for a lot. And so she like fumbles with something in her pocket, and she's like, looks to her lackeys, and she's like, you deal with them. And she smashes this like circular object on herself and disappears.
Oh.
This like bubble appears around her, and it's like there for like a second, and she steps through it, and she's gone. And then the other ones are like looking at him, they're like,
So I look at them and I was like, do you all really want to do this? You're
Bring it on!
no.
yeah, one of them, he's already, he's like saw you charging, and he probably didn't even pay attention. He just like takes the baseball bat and he swings at you, Dale. So go ahead and roll your defense.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I forget my
Can
shoulder
you
pads
like
extra.
be a one of those sand spiders and just like cover yourself in sand?
4.
really.
I'm not rolling good today.
Oh, you're getting them out now. So he deals
It
you
is that now.
he deals you 3 damage.
3 damage.
3 damage. It's just regular. He like clocks you with his barbed wire baseball bat. So you would have recognized the object that she's used. You've probably used them before. They're portal spheres, and they basically you smash them, and they give you like an instant translation one-time use cipher to a specific other recursion. So like she clearly planned to end up somewhere else and then get herself back home, but didn't give a shit about her people.
Wait, what? Why would you
Whoa.
want to activate it and then
really
leave?
poor leader, I think.
Or a great one.
That's how expendable you think your people are. But yeah, you've seen those before. You've probably used them before. Like they're a cipher that you can sometimes get a hold from, and they basically will take you to a specific recursion. So they're like one shot use.
Okay. So she could be anywhere. She's not
Yeah,
like-
your best
she's
guess,
not
she's
on-
probably
not-
in Arden. Yeah, she
she's
probably
not.
was like, we're gonna turn this thing on. I'm gonna see where it goes, and then I have a way to get myself back home,
Ugh.
just
Oh.
in case.
Oh, but the object is still there with us.
No, she smashed it. It's a cipher, so it's like a
One-time use. Yeah.
like a crystal ball that you smash on something, and you're like, fuck. You've seen this before. Yeah, so he took a swipe at you. The other one, you turn to, and you're trying to get them to stop. So what do you say? Or maybe not. There's 2 of them are locked in a fight.
I just say, so your leader just hightailed it out of here. If you want to keep fighting, we can do that. I will punch you in the face too. Or we can figure out where we are because they're not coming back for you.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
6.
You're like saying that as like you like crack your knuckles and just like, or I could punch
I
you.
pull out the knife.
And they sort of pause, and he like seems to think about it for a moment, and then kind of is like, we can get our way home if we need to, and like pulls up his sign and it's gonna smash at you.
Fine.
Roll your
I need
defense.
to-
Yeah, you
Oh.
defend. I never roll.
17.
Whiffs it above your head. Jade beautifully sinks into the sand. It's very dramatic.
I'm going to, as I'm dodging, I'm gonna circle around and try to hit him in the crotch.
Ooh, crotch.
Give me a crotch punch.
19.
Yeah, you are doing good.
Wow,
so with a 19, you deal an extra 3 points of damage. So normally 4, so now it's 7.
7.
Yeah, he just doubles down and starts whimpering slightly as you just nut punched him real hard. He's like, "Ugh!"
Yep.
So we can narrate out because the fight will go on for a little bit. You'll probably take out him easily, but eventually, either they're left unconscious or one of them runs away. That's when you hear the sounds of vehicles approaching. And at this point, the rest of your team still haven't shown up. It's been 5 minutes.
Oh boy.
And they're I mean, we can roll out the fight, but you're probably Jade, as long as she keeps rolling well, they're not particularly strong. So you take out one of them, and then the other one you eventually get to and gang
get
up on him,
tired
and the last one
eventually.
books it and just starts running through the desert. And eventually you hear the sounds of vehicles approaching, and you look off into the distance and you see these kind of plumes of you see the heat waves rising up from the sand, and then through them these sort of very shadowy kind of figures that it takes a moment, but you eventually pick them out. You're those are vehicles of some kind. Cars might not be the best word for them.
Yeah, they're rigs.
They're rigs.
Yeah.
They're some sort of vehicle, and they just start getting closer and closer, and you hear this sound of howling, "Arroo, yippee!" and just a lot of yipping noises and howling, somewhere between wolves and coyotes, but people making these noises. Are you gonna try and do something?
Is there any place for us to hide? Are we just in the smack middle
You
of the
are
desert?
pretty much in the smack middle of a desert.
What kind of, with the wilderness one, since I can identify, what animal are they trying to make?
You think it's a coyote or a wolf, something vaguely lupine, as they are oh, through the desert.
Okay, so coyote. I look around, there's obviously nowhere to hide, and they're coming straight for us.
Mm-hmm.
Should we pretend to be them?
I'm can I bury her in sand?
If you wanna, you certainly can try.
I mean,
it's up to you. Either way, I'm giving you guys each 2 points of XP, so one for yourself and one to give to someone else. Because this is definitely you've been put in a crappy situation. If you want to try something like that, you can. But if not, they get closer and closer, and eventually you see these large, gross-looking vehicles. Some of them are cars. They've been gutted. Half of them are missing windows. A lot of them don't have roofs, and they have spikes and things sticking off of them.
Jade has a lot of anxiety about keeping Dale alive in this situation, so she's just
These must be my people.
And they start, and
Yeah.
some of them are in motorcycles, and they circle around you.
Okay.
And they'll throw out. They're gonna try and capture you. I don't know if you let them take you, they'll just hurl you in the back of one of their
Right.
vehicles. They'll tie you up with rope, but if not, they'll try and knock you out. So it's kind of up to what you do when they start circling up. And they're like, "Ah, look, we found some new prey."
I will go ahead and imitate their noises.
do it.
Do it.
Yes. Oh.
I like this one. Put him in mine. And then, 3 of them just grab you and they don't seem to hogtie you, and they just dump you in the back of a vehicle.
God, I yell, I am Tina, Queen of the Turners. Let my lackey go or face my wrath.
They circle up as you, and they're one of them looks you up and down. Is this one's for the Coliseum. That one, I don't know. We'll see what they do for them. And they dump you in. They'll hogtie you up and dump you in the back, and then start driving you
Wait,
away.
they didn't hogtie me though.
No, I want to know. How are they going to hogtie me?
Oh, that's
I
true.
wanna-
They're gonna lash one arm to your torso and then
Okay.
tie your legs together.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Okay.
See if
Or
we're
whatever.
just
They don't. It depends on
pretending.
how much you fight. Yeah, like
I don't
Dale's
fight
just
that
like
much because I'm tired at this point, and I'm like, maybe they'll give me some water.
Oh, will they chat with me? I would chat with them.
Oh, they might. Yeah. Depending on how friendly you are, they're like.
I do try to drop a piece of gear, though. I'm gonna try to breadcrumb for the rest of the team.
Cool.
Because I figure they're probably on their way. So, I'll drop. I'm trying to think what wouldn't have translated to this.
Oh yeah, something that would look more.
Yeah.
Do you have any ciphers?
Oh.
You could drop a cipher. They would probably know that it is a cipher.
Well, that's interesting. So I have a tracker.
Oh, that would be useful for us.
Right.
It would be really useful.
You could
have to
track
put it on
us,
something.
but then we can't.
So if I dropped it.
So you activate it. What does the text say again? Because I copied it.
Invisible tracker that clings to any surface in short range for next day. Basic device knows distance, direction to the tracker.
Oh yeah. So you have a device that would give you the readout. So you would need to, you could do that. You could activate it, put the tracker part on yourself, and then drop the reader.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Nice.
Yeah. So you.
Hopefully we'll find it.
I would say here it looks like this kind of like awful, gross, like it's like a little tiny, almost like a pit boy. Yeah, it's like a little tiny one of those like green screens that like can only read out like text, like LED screen type things with or LCD, and then it's like attached to like a little thing, and you pop off the thing and you stick it to yourself, and then you drop the tracker. So I think you have to be. If you hand me that, I can tell them how close they have to be when they get the tracker. But so it'll stick to you, and I think it lasts for a day.
Right.
Yeah. So invisible tracker clings to any surface and short. Yeah. So you have to be in short range to put it on something on yourself. For the next day, the base device knows the distance and the direction to the tracker, as long as you are in the same recursion.
Oh, so it'll be like north 11 feet.
Or
So
a million feet.
Yeah. If you ended up moving recursion, then they would know the nearest recursion gate to get to you, and if there is no gate, then it would just like be like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
I don't know, dude.
We tried our best.
Like GPS.
The future looks cloudy.
Recalibrating.
Oh.
Okay. So you've activated this. You drop the other part of it in the sand. You see like some sand kick up as their wheels spin, and they continue off like still yelling. They probably also grab a couple of other like people. They might grab like the one guard that tried to run away, the like poor lackey, and like he gets pulled up and gets hogtied and thrown in the back of their vehicles. And you get the sense like this is a group of people that like prowl the desert looking for people to grab. And you were those unfortunate souls. So each of you have 1 XP for yourself, and then the other one you can give to someone else. I guess you could give it to each other if you want.
You got it. It's easy. Here's
I will give mine to Dale.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. Okay.
So you just got 2 XP. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And as a reminder, those can be used as rerolls during the sessions, or for like a very specific, if there's an ability you want to be trained in that might only be useful in this recursion, or you save those for your levels up later. So 3 of you begin to drive off, and we flash to each of you as you step through. Time doesn't quite line up in these recursions.
I was holding hands.
You're all holding hands as you step through into this large bubbled energy field. There's kind of that moment where you feel the recursion. Because you weren't in it, the recursion doesn't increase the difficulty of tasks. It's not a bad translation. It's just going to take you the full hour to use any new focuses that you have. Same for you two. Like as you're in the vehicle, Jade and Dale, like the feeling of nausea and like awfulness kind of wears off and your head clears. The 3 of you step out and you see a desert. Like you blink against the very, very bright sun. In the distance, you see those hazy, wavy lines of heat. And it's a very big desert. And you do not see Jade, and you do not see Dale.
And Anna's just gonna look like to see what she can see. Because are there tracks? Like if they just left, would there be like?
You can certainly see if you see tracks. Yes, you may roll. This will be an intellect test.
Perfect.
And I would say this is probably this is a standard task, so currently you need a 6 or higher.
I'm gonna apply my edge.
Effort. You just spend 3 points to use
And
spend
subtract
effort.
my
Yep.
Well, but I'm gonna do.
You subtract your edge from those 3 points. So
So I'm just applying 1.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right, so you need a 3 or higher.
I got a 10.
Cool. So you have to kind of start moving away a little bit, like from the immediate spot that you landed. But eventually, you see the first obvious thing that you see is tracks of vehicles. Like that's the first thing that pops up. Like you think you might see footprints, but it's sand, and a lot of those like have either shifted from the wind or like vehicles just driving over them. So you definitely see vehicle tracks. But you also find, like kind of half buried in the sand, this sort of like little gauntlet-y thing with a screen readout on it. Also, what do the 3 of you look like as you step into this new recursion?
Pine, who is wearing their like owl regalia and wearing armor, and he had battle scars across his face, and he had that giant, not a quagmire. It's a weapon that's a spear.
I'm gonna write this on a
but
Post-it
little
note
bit
for you.
more axe-like.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write this word so you can just
Halbert?
have it.
Not a halberd.
Always, you can have this word now and forever on your character sheet.
Glaive.
Quagmire.
Quagmire.
Please tell
Now,
me your glaive
to
is
be
named
clear,
Quagmire.
what you have is a quagmire.
Right, but like
Blackmire.
Quagmire.
so the glaive is now like
It's like a metal pole.
It's a metal pole, and then it looks like there was. It kind of like that stop sign thing, but instead of it being like weirdly bent, it was flattened and then sharpened.
Yeah, it's like welded onto the side,
Yeah.
and then there's some like extra bits of barbed wire crisscrossing it. Yeah,
And like the handle has like cloth wrapping around it to make it like uncomfortable. And his hair is still braided, but like he's got more of that like war paint and like oil dirt across his face. Probably less scars on his face, but more like the small like scars on his hands and his arms. And like the armor that used to be like on his arms and on his chest, are now just like all it's here. It's just there's no. Everyone has sleeveless.
yeah. There's no. You're not allowed sleeves.
No sleeves
in the desert.
desert.
You're allowed one sleeve. It's like one sleeve for every 3 people.
That's why you can turn and face the wind
Yeah.
if you need to block it.
Get behind my sleeve.
And it looked like the tabard that was on his shoulder is now like this corner piece that's now.
The
just
tabard
right here.
is like a triangle of fabric
Yeah.
that's like wrapped around it. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Got like a tat, an owl.
Yeah, I bet he
Owl
does. I bet
tattoo.
it's.
Yeah.
When you flex,
Or
it
a
winks.
brandy.
It's got one. It's got the winking owl that looks badass. I promise you, doesn't look dumb. I have not figured out how to draw it yet, but one day. It is hot here. I do not like it. Oz.
It's very hot.
Yeah.
and
Where are
very
we?
bright.
I don't. Hold on.
Oh no.
Hold on. This is weird. This is weird.
Can you do an Australian accent? Is that yeah?
I think I'm trying.
That's what it sounds like when I try.
Rise up lights. Rise up lights. There it is. You say rise up lights, it sounds like you're saying rise up lights. So Oz is in a full leather jacket that's missing an arm. His skin's been pelted with so much sand, it's actually been buffed out.
He's got really smooth
Yeah,
pores.
it's really good. It's just
Good,
constant
great
exfoliating. Rocking a bandana, and as he looks at his hands and arms, he notices that there's no more bandages, but instead his firearms have turned into firearms.
But
With a hunting rifle on his back and a pistol on his side, he's ready for a venture. With an accent, is it Australian or is it offensive? Who knows? I don't. Ooh, this is gonna be weird for me. I don't know where, but I'm gonna stop speaking.
Oh, don't. I love that.
I also like it. Continue.
I think, I mean, Oz, you have genre knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you start piecing it together, like little bit by little bit. You're like,
shoot.
desert. Okay, so that's like your first. You're like dune. You're like, we could be on sandworm alien planet, right?
Oh shoot.
Like, so then you get really still. And then what would be like the next thing that you would think of for like?
This is where I go to.
Yeah, that would probably be your next thing. Like if you're not on a desert
vehicles.
planet, like Dune,
We can breathe the air.
Arrakis, like yeah, you know, Tatooine maybe. You're like you look, nope, there's only one sun.
And judging by my questionable accent, I believe
And the clothing, and like
we're either in some sort of a post-apocalyptic environment, or in the rescuers down under.
Oh, well, that's narrowed it down considerably.
Neither
What's
of you
the
have-
rescuers down under?
It's a team of rodents. I saw the sequel first, then I saw the original one. The sequel was really good. Anyway, they're trying to save this boy named Cody from this poacher who's after this golden eagle. He has a pet monitor lizard named Morgana. Anyway, they meet this kangaroo rat who's like totally maxing
So
out.
what does Anon look like?
So Anon is dressed in like a white dress, like the white shift sort of thing. She looks. It's obviously seen some wear and tear. Like none of the lions are clean. Like it's frayed at the edges, but it sits really well on her and it looks lovely. But her hair
boots,
instead
right?
of like the
Combat boots?
yeah. Well, it's kind of closer to the women who were stuck.
The wives?
The wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have, like,
it's a lot closer to
White
that
sheets and combat boots on, like that's
Yeah.
their look.
But her hair, instead of like this sort of like slick back look, it's more like this of just sort of like
Bouffant.
fire.
You found your bed sheet again.
It seems. Well, this one is somewhat more comfortable, but
And all these nuns stick a syringe in a seagull.
what?
He was an albatross. Sorry.
Oh, the down under thing.
Anyway.
So Anon picked up this device.
Yeah, so she reaches down and picks it up, and she's like, "So was this in there too? No, wait.
Nope, it's definitely the first one.
Is this a cipher?
It's definitely a cipher, and it's a cipher that's been activated. And you can tell right away. And this little screen, like it read out, and it just says like, it probably gives you a compass direction and then a distance in kilometers. And
Well-
it's like 10 kilometers.
All right.
What does that?
I think we know where Jade is. Hopefully Dale too, but my presumption is that he wouldn't have left us a tracker.
Who has?
Uh,
We'll come back to you.
So then, walking?
Walking.
Walking.
Does anyone feel up to carrying?
I think.
And of course, Anon is like, do, just like legs up, slide over, hold it, and then just
Oh, this is like the worst way to carry someone. It's like the hardest way.
No, but Pine survives. Wait, let's see. Can I? How far can I actually carry it?
I mean, like carrying someone like this is pretty difficult.
Right, but I mean, you're probably doing like the one arm over the shoulder.
yeah,
help
to sort of,
it.
like,
there's
support.
really only so much help you can give when you're
Yeah.
being carried like across the threshold carry and not like piggyback. So I would say this is a difficult challenge.
Is this physical performance?
Performance?
I have a skill that's in physical performance that we've never used before because it's talking about dancing.
Yeah, it's definitely like dancing, maybe gymnastics.
Oh no, I don't know.
No, this is definitely
I
a
mean-
bite test.
Realistically, she would take a fireman's carry. Whoever wants to carry Anon.
It's cool. It's cool. I will make sure it is comfortable.
Come back to you in a second.
I
after
will
she-
use. So it is. You're saying it is difficult.
Yeah.
I'm going to use effort.
Okay. To be clear, you guys have not like
No.
had an 8-hour rest, so
No.
and you don't regain any points when you go through translation. So you're whatever you were at.
Yep.
When you went through. And you can take recovery rolls if you want.
Yep, no, Anon would
Nope.
do this. Okay.
I got a 1.
Sorry.
Oh,
Cool. Cool. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do for this intrusion. Yeah, you
Just like
cool. No, you're walking, and then it's getting harder and harder. And at first, like Oz, are you maybe right, like a little bit behind them?
Yeah.
And so at first you see like Pine looks like they're walking down a hill, and then you realize they're not walking down a hill.
Oh, crikey.
What?
Pine,
You look down and your feet, you're like knees deep in sand.
Pine, you should probably drop the missus.
It's getting higher.
oh,
Climbing up your thigh.
Oh, and Anon will like.
like do we just push you up out of it?
Oh, push me up out of it. So Anon will then she'll like reach for your.
Yeah.
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 Oh, shoot.
Go ahead and roll me a might. This is standard. 6 or higher to like.
Natural
transfer.
20.
Such an up and down. So yeah, you
I'm
like
a strong boy in the desert.
you flex your muscle and you like start grabbing a hold of like you get Anon and she like clambers onto you and there's just
There
a
you go,
moment where
Sheila.
you're very intertwined. And you're standing on much more like more solid sand.
Solider sand.
Solider sand.
Solid
Like,
sand.
You'll still sink a little bit into the sand, but maybe if you're not the weight of 2 people, it'll go a little better.
I get feet like a Wolverine.
So you're just like holding on to Anon and Pine, and you should get yourself out of the quicksand. Standard challenge.
I think Pine takes like a couple like seconds to be like, oh, that's sand. That's sand. Just like monologuing to himself. And then I think we do have. Let me see if I can get like Kika up in here. I have a big stick on my
You do
back.
have a big stick.
Can I use that as a way to like stretch between the 2 sides of the quicksand and use it as like a fulcrum to push up?
I would say what might work a little better. You can definitely use your it's not a glaive, it's like
Quagmire.
your quagmire. Yeah, you can use your quagmire. You can like stick it in the ground and kind of like launch yourself
Yeah.
out slightly.
I would
Yeah.
like to do that.
Okay, so we'll make this one easier. So you need to roll a 3 or higher.
Okay. I can do this.
I believe in you.
4.
It takes some struggling, and then eventually you like. And you kind of pitch yourself out, and like there's just like sand. Your boots are full of sand.
Oh.
There is sand everywhere. It is itchy and
I'm
uncomfortable.
just gonna lay on the sand for a little bit.
Yeah, you lay
I
down.
am very tired.
Well done. Sorry about that.
Anon, who can speak so freely with her words and can swindle them out of anybody.
Goodness, I really like that name.
Perhaps you should walk.
Oh, it's all right. You don't have to carry me. She's just gonna stay in Oz's arms until he's like, eh. Oh, darling, do you want me to walk too?
I think that would probably be best. Oh shoot! I went to Downton Abbey.
And she's just gonna be like, I understand. And then just slowly, like one leg, then the other, and then drop down.
As Pine is lying on the sand, and Anon is getting out of your arms, Oz, you hear a sort of roaring noise. Not a roaring, an engine noise. You hear the sounds of engines.
What is that?
They're kind
They're
of
like
they're
sized up.
like a higher pitch.
Is the
Oz has probably encountered these before, and the other 2 may not have not. They sound like motorcycles.
is the dot moving?
The dot is not moving. The dot is moving, but it is moving in a constant direction, and it is still kind of staying at. It's getting farther away from you. They're in vehicles. You're walking.
Oh, question I have.
Yeah, oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry. No.
Thank you for reminding me.
From the equipment for this one, one of the items I received is a cell phone.
Yeah. Oh God, what would that be
I
here?
was wondering if it could be like
A Pit Boy?
more like just like a radio.
Yeah, it's a radio. Yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure out if there's any radio signals nearby or if
Cool.
there's anything at all. That's what I
okay.
was just kind of tinkering around with, seeing if anything picks up at all.
Okay, cool. Yeah. To like, you don't need to make a roll for this. So yeah, you're probably like Anon gets out of your arms, Pine's laying on the sand. You're like tinkering with this, and you hear like a kind of a crackling voice at some point? Like eventually you do pick up. Are you thinking more like walkie-talkie radio or like FM radio? Maybe both.
like a AM or like a ham radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it could pick up some signals. Yeah. So you eventually hear. You hear something that sounds, and like it takes a minute to make it out, that sounds like an announcer voice. And, yeah, it's like
3 dogs.
it's like
Have you ever seen a tree?
and you kind of listen to it more, and they're like, oh, that was a bee. They clocked him to the left-hand side. Oh, they're bringing out the lion! And then you hear like the sound of a crowd, and you realize like it's someone commentating on some sort of like sporting event.
Why are the Lions winning? Football joke.
And
I'm from Nebraska, so.
and as you're listening to that, like kind of distracts you, and then eventually like you realize what you're hearing isn't just the sounds from the radio, but also the sound of these sort of engines, and they are definitely getting closer, and they're not coming from the same direction that the tracker is looking in, and you hear. They get closer, and eventually you kind of look over, and there's like this sort of rise, and you see probably like at least half a dozen motorcycles driving across the sand towards you.
Anon's gonna hide the display in her combat boot.
Okay, you just like slide it in there.
Hey, go back to the pit where you were sinking. Go back to the pit and lie down.
I think Pine, like
Here.
and then like Pine actually like just like trumps in it, like no question. Like
You don't actually sink nearly as fast when
no,
it's
no,
just
no,
you.
but
Make
like
yourself
Pine
as
does.
flat as possible. Flat. Make yourself as flat as possible.
Anon will like.
What?
Just like
You lie down on the quicksand? The thing about quicksand is it's a non-Newtonian fluid, so like the more surface area you have, the less you're gonna sink into.
Right, but I think Pine is like. I hate this place because now it's all his hair. Like
There's sand in your hair. There's sand in your boots. There's sand in your underwear.
Oh.
they do have that in this universe, which is kind of nice compared to the last. Oh no, the last one was invented by video games.
Yeah,
so there
yeah,
was
they have underwear. Have you ever seen like character models when you take all the armor off? They have like a bra and panties on, and you're like, but that's not period.
It's quite modern.
Oz, I trust you. If this doesn't work out, I am pushing you in this pit.
that's it's hopefully this works out.
Got a plan, dear?
Yeah. Go to the opposite side of me, away from Pine, and make yourself as flat as possible on the ground.
All right. Care to share your plan with me?
Yeah, you're hiding.
Yes. I understand that part. Oh God.
Yep, there's sand everywhere now. So they lie down flat. It's not that good of a hiding job. They're kind of obviously.
If they're coming, like if there's like dunes and stuff, and
Yeah,
like mounds.
maybe they hid a little bit behind a dune.
So they don't initially
Sure,
see
yeah.
them as they're approaching.
Yes, I will
wanna
give
make,
you-
I am the.
I will give you that much. So these vehicles, these motorcycles, they pull up, and there's like boom, 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 and they see you. What do you do?
One more thing. I want to use the my observe.
Okay.
The one that's leading the charge, and just watch them as they're coming. So next time I interact with them, any interaction I have drops down 1 difficulty.
Cool.
And I take off I take out my rifle and just kind of hold it up in front of me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So holding your
Wait,
rifle.
aggressive like or like?
Just like I got a
just like
rifle,
I have a
just so
rifle.
you
Okay.
know. So you know.
It's the universal language.
These
Here's my rifle.
these motorcycles, these 6 motorcycles, they pull up, and they're, I use the term motorcycles like kind of generously. They're not in great shape. Like there's parts that are rusting. They've clearly been cobbled together from parts of other vehicles. Like they're loud, like broken mufflers all around. And they pull up, and they're coming towards you, and not a straight on formation. They're kind of riding like one sort of in the head, and then they kind of have like 2 and 2, and then 1 at the back. And they see you in the distance, and they begin slowing around, and they kind of pull up sort of nearish you. Like one of the leaders, like thinks she's a woman, holds up her hand and kind of pauses for a second, and they stop near you, probably a good like 10 meters away from you, just to kind of get some distance. What are you doing in the desert?
Trying to find some water.
It's
do you-
not.
Did that rope just talk?
No. Claudius wanted to say it's not down here, but Pine would be a little bit smarter, I think.
Cool.
No, do it.
No, Pine wouldn't be that dumb. I mean, actually, Pine is that dumb.
Do it.
This is the
I'm trying
type
to
of
figure
like deserty sand that's more like the outback in Australia. It's a much harder. Like you can drive on it. I don't know. They pulled it off in Fury Road, so they can drive on this. Sand vehicles. Yeah. So Pine starts being like, and then like several of them look, and one of them just immediately like pulls out a pistol and points it in that direction. And nods. You waiting to ambush us?
It's the opposite. Take the rifle. Set it down.
Then why are your friends lying in the sand like the leader?
Because we're lost. We need water.
Papa. Are there any more of you?
Just the three of us. We're lost. We need water. We're not sure if you're a threat.
Hello, dears. And she just sort of like leans over on her bike. Everything's a threat out here. How do we know you're not one?
We are threats.
Don't say
No one just like points the gun again.
Wait.
But
I guess you're.
you just specified that we're all threats. So let's be threats together.
To be fair, he has a point. Those are your words, not ours.
Like, I think that we both sound
I would like to use.
Sitting up. She kind of looks. She's like, fair. I did say that.
If anything, since we're mutual threats, how about we cut the tension? Do you know where we can find safe water?
Yeah. I know some places. Go ahead and give me. I just want to see their disposition. Give me a difficult roll. So it's 4, but you drop that down by 1, so you need 9 or higher.
And can I also use my persuading?
Yep. So it drops it down again. 6 or higher.
That's a 9.
Nice. Like
Nice.
I know a few places. And she reaches in to somewhere, like she kind of turns around to like reaches into one of her saddlebags. You watch and she pulls out like a kind of one of those like camel packs or something. Like it looks like a wineskin sort of thing. And she throws it at you.
I go into where I had my currency, which is now changed.
Yeah. So you you pull them out. I mean, we'll go classic. They're
Digimon card. What?
They're bottle caps.
Okay.
No! Yeah, they're like, you pull them out and you're like, these are fucking, they're not Digimon cards, but they're like trading cards.
Yes.
They look like collectible trading cards, except someone has like scrawled on them in Sharpie, or no.
If they're holographic,
Yeah, they're
worth more.
You know what they are, but like kind of the word pops into your mind. You're like, gasbacks.
Nice. Do you accept these at all?
Is that a shiny gasback?
Yeah, I also got him a choke.
Take the shiny.
Aye.
She takes the shiny Pokemon card. You're like, you realize you look in your pocket and like there's magic cards and Pokemon cards, but like it's clearly like they're holographic ones and non-holographic ones, and there's like different values, and she seems to know.
Just like the future I want.
Cool. Let me write this down.
So rich.
That money.
Only if you're into like Marvel
shiny Mew.
masterpieces.
Where you get those like,
From the movie?
or
Yeah.
or the DK golden.
Yeah, Blue Eyes White Dragon's worth a fuck
And
ton.
there's only 3 of them.
Exactly.
Well,
it's worth a lot.
Fourth one's ripped.
Appreciate it.
Fucking weeb.
I have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trifecta Zoo card going on.
You have
The
the
Egyptian god card, the ones
Yeah,
that
yeah. I'm sorry, wasn't you
Silver,
talking about
the
the
sky
Egyptian gods
dragon.
cards or Exodia?
Yeah. I couldn't remember what it was called.
Janine's like, I don't know what this is.
Also,
No, I'm familiar.
Cool.
we're looking for a few friends of ours. We have an idea of where they might be.
And
Did
more
they,
specifically, what's in that direction?
And you point like directly
Toward
to where it is.
Where, yeah.
Oh, you don't want to go that way.
Why not?
That'll take you to New Roma.
New Roma would.
You'll find water there.
And
You'll also find the Coliseum, a terrible city of debauchery and a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
I take you've been there before.
Most people find their way around there. It's one of the few cities with supplies, materials. It's on top of an aquifer, so they've got plenty of water.
Who runs it?
Augusta Lupe.
Never heard of him.
You're not from around here, are you?
We're not from around here. We're lost.
Where are you from?
Nebraska.
Where the fuck is that?
Nebraska town is a settlement.
It's up and coming. I'm sure you'll hear about it soon.
We're ambassadors.
You must be across the salt flats.
Sure.
Came from pretty far away, I take it.
Yeah, you could say that. So, there's a lot more shinies where that came from if we can get a ride over there, or at least a drop-off.
You want us to take you to New Roma.
Not all the way, just enough so we can...
To this city, controlled by Augusta Lupe.
The city...
Probably have to drive through several of her guards. Many howling hunters.
Well, if it means finding our friends, then we'll drive through all the guards she has.
Probably too late for your friends already.
That's not true. One of them is the best fighter I know, and the other one has many stories.
That one, I guarantee you, is already destined for the Coliseum.
Then I need to go there.
And your other one, I don't know. They'll
Has many
either
stories.
turn into fodder, or they'll put them to work somewhere. Sometimes they make the unlucky ones also fight in the Coliseum, and then those ones...
Oh, Dale will die there.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of them, but
Which
we'll take...
makes this even urgent that we get there right away. Get there right away. Get there right away. Ugh, this is difficult.
What is with it? You okay?
I think so. Not
Right.
sure. Yikes. But any help would be much appreciated.
It's been a very long journey.
Sorry, formalities. Oswald.
Tara.
Nice to meet you, Tara. This
This
is
is the Libera Forte.
Ben Forte. Very
Free
nice.
riders.
How do you do? How do you do? And your free riders aren't affiliated with Augusta Lupe.
The trash over in New Roma? No.
Are you mounting an attack against?
We're not that dumb.
Fair enough.
We are 6 people on motorcycles. They're a fortress.
Motorcycles.
Oh, it's like a
You look
robotic
at it, and you're
horse.
like, I know how to drive that.
No, I think like the entire time he's been like, it's like a horse.
Steel horse.
But I think like that's why he stopped talking, because he's like,
Give me a roll. So it'll normally be difficult. You drop it to demanding, and then again to standard, so 6 or higher.
That's a 6.
That is exactly what you needed. Kind of takes a moment, like confers with the people behind her. All right, we'll take you to New Roma.
Really do appreciate it.
We need 6 shinies.
All right.
We'll take half now and half when we get there.
Fair enough.
wow.
Here's a Metagross. Here's a
Do you have an Ivysaur?
I got a Venusaur.
Good enough.
It's a bit okay. A Venusaur.
It's not as cute.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And an Ivysaur. Yeah, an Ivysaur.
Take some pockets.
they probably won't rob us because they wanted half now, half later. If they were gonna kill us, they would have taken all now. Well, actually, they could kill us and just take it all.
Get on. She motions to the back of her motorcycle.
No,
A
I'm
couple
just
of
like,
others, like,
we're all
gesture
like,
at you.
I assume we're each getting on one separate one.
And one of them, like, she looks back at you and she's like, oh, I like that. You might need it for Lansing.
How much for me to drive this? I miss having a horse between my thighs. How much for this?
She does that. She just looks at you. She's like, this is like one of the other ones at the back. She's a little bit younger. She kind of just like looks you up and down. Does that like, you just having a horse between your thighs.
Yes.
We haven't had a lot of horses around here, so I get what you mean. And she winks at you. Like she's pretty sure you were using a euphemism because horses don't exist in the wasteland. And
so he's like,
all right, ride it. Show me how.
all right. I'm just like, and like Fine just walks over. It's like, I think like he runs his
And
hand
she just like,
over it like softly as if it was like feeling over, like you know, one of those like silent moments with it. So
it's like if it was a horse, like you hold it by the handlebars and like
This
you
is my
let it
favorite
breathe
episode of Saddle
exhaust on you.
and then I think he does the like gets on it. Will you be riding as well?
Oh yes.
Please hold tight.
I will. And she like puts her arms around you, and definitely you're like, oh, she's being very fresh. little familiar.
I understand.
She's not like feeling you up, but it's definitely like, oh.
Is it like just tighter?
Yeah, it's just like, and maybe less like waist and more like higher. Like
You
she,
must be very scared.
She like puts her hands like on your probably your beautifully sculpted pecs. Yeah.
Just the right amount of sweat. Yep.
Yeah.
But now it's sand, so
Like
it's
you're
all sand.
spraying with oil, just a little bit.
Like a breaded chicken.
And I would like to roll.
Okay.
Drive.
We're gonna come as you move out. We will come back to you because you know how to ride like basic stuff. We'll say let's go ahead and get started. This is a standard task, and you're trained. So
I'm
that makes
trained.
it simple. So like you.
11.
Yeah, you get it started. You know how to turn it on. Like all of this makes sense to you. You're like, and you know, and she's like, oh no, wait, you got it, and like she shows you some of the intricacies of her particular bike, and then you're tearing off through the sand.
This is fun.
So we will come back to Dale and Jade, and like at this point, you've been riding in like a hot, kind of gross, sweaty vehicle for a while, and eventually you pull up to this walled city, maybe? You're not 100% sure. There's this kind of large, like, hodgepodge kind of steel wall. And you see, like, there's houses and there's building and, like, settlements, a lot of, like, kind of shacks that are leading up to this place where people obviously live on the outskirts. And then there's kind of, like, this massive sort of wall and this gate. And this convoy pulls up, and there's, like, 4 cars, maybe 5. And, you know, they sort of yell something to this person up top, and the gate slides open. And you eventually are driven through what appears to be like a shanty town kind of built on top of itself in these massive like corrugated steel structures. Things like people have built their buildings into stuff that should be like is from a garbage pile. It's just like they make it out of whatever they had on hand. Mm-hmm. And they kind of keep driving you, and at some point you see like it's a pretty big space, and you realize it's like partially on like a cliff, so like it's actually there's like a drop off on one side, so the wall doesn't have to go all the way around it because otherwise you just push you off the edge, and you see it's like pretty large and expansive space, and on one side you see this kind of larger sort of structure that's got like sort of risers and seats and like probably pings you pretty quickly. You're like, that's like an amphitheater, Coliseum type space. And there's, some hills and things and like more elevated buildings. And they drive you and they get closer and closer to this like large sort of amphitheater structure. And the person who was leading it like looks at Dale. At this point, you've been chatting with them, right?
Yes, I'm telling him I've seen many things.
Yeah. And you're like talking in the back with this like one person who occasionally like stabs someone. I don't know, like you drive past some people and they're like lancing people to the side, like get out.
Oh, it's Stab and Terry.
Terry.
You stabbed Terry.
That there's these people called them, and you can blame every of your problems of them.
Yeah,
They
hate
hide
them.
all those stuff.
So what's with, and like they've been asking like questions about yourself, and they're like, what's with all the, because you've got your danglies are probably on the outside now, maybe. Yeah.
This, I think I figured as much as I could. I'm gonna play the wise soothsayer.
Okay.
I've been given. These are my tonics. They help me see better, see the world beyond ours. I've been to many worlds.
That's the name of the show.
tell you. I've seen many things. Let me tell you all the stories.
Yeah. Hey, Steve! This one should go down in the mechanics pit. They're really good at stuff. He yells at the person up front. They know things. They're real smart.
Oh, you know who's also a really good mechanic?
Yeah.
That one right there. She's not really good in the Coliseum, I'll tell you that.
I don't know. So she looks like a fighter.
She's got one arm.
So do, and like he points like, so do I.
I'm so sorry.
He's got like this like clock.
But you have an attachment.
Yeah, we could give her one of those. Oh, you can make her one in the workshop.
And Jade's like, okay, claw arm. I hadn't thought of. Oh, like she's like, oh, okay, and then it's like, wait a minute, I have to get out of here.
So eventually, they kind of take you out of the vehicles, and they start just like walking you places, and the entourage gets smaller, and they throw you. You go through, and you sort of realize like you see other people, and they're kind of in like little rooms, and there's a lot of people like come up to the bars and do a lot of that yelling like, you gotta let me out, and they kind of throw you into a cell. They probably throw you each into 2 separate ones, and kind of close the door.
Am I still bound?
They probably, once they get you in there, they untie you, and then they just like kind of toss you in, and it's this just like small sort of concrete-esque room with like steel bars.
Actually, is there any way I can convince them that I am an oracle?
Certainly try. I'm gonna say this is challenging. Yeah, this is 15 or higher.
And
who are you
spend
to
an
convince?
effort.
Okay, it's definitely intellect.
Intellect, yeah. So that's a mind. So that's 2 points over. All right.
Cool.
I need a pencil.
Here you go.
Sorry, I need to grab a pencil. I'm going to try to convince them that I am an oracle that was sent here to talk to their leader.
All right.
So that's 12 or higher?
You're gonna Loki this, huh?
Yep, 12 or higher.
I mean, let's see. What else can I do? Seeing through all eyes doesn't help.
Nope.
Nothing else helps me. Well. 20! Natural 20!
This is actually great. So I will give you a major effect, which is that. So tell me, show me this. Like you're talking to.
Oh my God! The spirit's coming in me.
Stabby Trevor or Stabby Steve. I don't remember.
The fumes. They're telling me.
Stop and Terry.
Stab and Terry.
They're telling me. Oh my God! I see it. I see water gushing from the ground. I know where it is. I know where I can save you. They told me. One of the key to finding this is this woman, along with 3 other people. And they're coming to save you all. 'Cause I've seen it! The fumes, they tell me.
Who's the other one? I said Stab and Terry and Steve?
Yeah.
Stab and Terry is enamored by this, and he's like, come here, and like you get this like circle of people around you. Like imagine you do this after you get out of the vehicle and you're like being taken down this hallway towards what you assume it kind of goes underground. So you think this might be like maybe it's under part of the city, or it's just like the city got built on top of itself. Yeah,
these people. I will raise this. These people are bringing trouble.
And they're like, okay, you're the Oracle. The Oracle. Yeah. I mean, we have war here. We're in an aquifer. We'll take you. We'll take you to Augusta.
I can't go without this woman. She's important.
Yeah, we'll take both of you. Clearly, you're special. And so then they like kind of turn you.
Yes, you
and
found us out. I'm the bodyguard of the Oracle.
They take you like down this dune corridor, and you kind of go down these like winding paths, and then eventually you wind up like in the flight of stairs, and they're like, she's at the top. And so they just start like taking you up this staircase, and it like goes up into this tower. And you would actually see the tower from the city. It's like this sort of ramshackle structure that goes up kind of a bunch of layers, and it's like clearly you're like it's like a throne room or something at the top. It's very pomp and circumstance.
Well, and I just mutter something about like, well, I'm gonna topple another government.
Must be Tuesday.
So you work your way up, and your major effect is that they don't just take you; they also take Jade with you. So the two of you get escorted. You have like 4 or 5 people with you. Like it's not too many, and so you make your way all the way up. Like what was we here? And the leader who was Steve. I don't even remember. Is that what I named?
Stab and Trevor.
Stab and Terry.
Oh, Stab and Terry, because it sounds like Stab and Terry, which sounds like a really bad like dysentery.
Yeah,
But just
Stab and Terry.
But stabbing.
you've caught a bad case of Stab and Terry.
That's what he says every time he stabs you.
Yeah, you stab him as Stab and Terry.
Yeah, it's like dysentery.
my
but for
special
stabbing. So
No,
he
I
like
didn't actually.
disappears
I
for
didn't
a
actually do
moment.
that. I just like.
And then eventually comes back out. It's this like large, kind of like slightly rusted, like oversized set of steel double doors. And then they open, and they're like, they did. Yeah. And then like Steve goes towards to like, oh, mighty Augusta Lupe, bring you the oracle who says they can end the
Drought.
The drought. I mean, they're like, the what? The calamity. They can undo it. And so then they kind of like usher you forward, and you see in front of you there is definitely a throne, and it's made out of like car parts. So it's like wheels and like bits of cars. It's like the Iron Throne, but the equivalent of made out of like gears and like exhaust. It's like just a massive set of exhaust pipe. Like exhaust pipes that sort of come up from here, and then like it's like handlebars for armrests, and like a car, like a seat from a car, and there's this just kind of this woman in it, and she's on like the tall side. She's very broad-shouldered. She's very muscular. Like clearly that tan from having just like been out in the sun for a long time. Her hair is just very voluminous. She's wearing like half a cropped leather jacket, and then like chainmail, and then like gauntlets on her hands, with like spikes on the knuckles. And like spiked earrings.
And her throne has hydraulics.
And and the throne just goes like, whoosh, and it lifts up and then moves slightly down. She's like, come forward, Oracle.
James just having that moment of like, oh, I've got to keep it together. Don't laugh.
Hello, almighty leader. My name is Anthony Romano. I'm graced to be in your presence. I've seen many things the fumes have told me. Have you seen this symbol? These guys will bring your doom. I've seen it.
We have not seen any of them here, but I'll have my hunters keep a lookout.
They bring darkness. Calamity.
So, you have a way to end the calamity.
Yes, I've seen it. It is not. It will take 4, including me, to end it. There are these special individuals that are coming over. They're sentenced to be here. Trust me. The vision is fading, though. I need more fumes in my face. Do you have fumes that you could give me?
I need you to roll me a difficult challenge to perform.
Dang it. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, you're working pretty hard. I'm gonna say this is challenging.
Roll it if it doesn't go well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could
you
re-roll
can-
it
you
if it
can
doesn't go
re-roll
well.
this.
I will also
this
spend some
is-
effort.
Okay, so you're dropping this down to difficult, so you need a 12 or higher.
Oh, please, my God. Okay, let me re-roll that.
Okay, spend a
me
point of
just
XP to re-roll that.
Does
Reroll that?
the spent effort, like, does it still apply to the next reroll?
No.
So like now
I have to spend effort again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dang it.
Who is in the room with us?
So there is
Stab and Terry.
Augusta. There's Stab and Terry. There's Steve, and then there's she would have at least 2 guards with her.
Are they
just
sexy
like,
guards?
I mean, yeah, they're probably like. We'll say like one male, one female. Like yeah, they're and they're in like armor. They've got like shoulder pads, but yeah, it's all everyone is that desert punk.
So I
gross,
spent another
they're
bit of
not
effort.
sexy.
Please get this.
So yeah, we'll say you came in. They probably 4 came in with you too. So there's like
Still
6
8.
other people
Still
in
8.
the room.
I mean, I could spend one more time.
You could. This will start getting expensive. So don't worry,
Yeah.
I got this. So She kind of looks at you and she's like,
I need the fumes. My vision's getting blurry.
"It's okay. I've seen this before with oracles. We'll take you and your bodyguard here to one of our suites. You can rest there, relax, and perhaps I'll see you at the games tonight. Invited, honored guests at the Coliseum, of course. Have a seat next to me."
Okay, I was like, oh,
We're honored.
very honored. Sorry.
Do I think she's lying to me?
Go ahead and give it a roll. This is difficult. So
15.
12 or higher.
Yeah.
You rolled a 15. Okay. You're invited tonight. Like, they'll put you up in a room, but she's suspicious of you. Like, that's what you get. Like, she doesn't know that they're an oracle, and she may or may not be pleased by the presence of someone who can end the calamity, because she makes a lot of money off of that.
Oh.
Like, she makes a lot of money off the fact that she's in power because this is a horrible wasteland.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know quite what to do with you, but she's not going to kill you yet.
Great.
Ooh, but you're
We got some time.
you're on thin ice, but you're not falling through yet.
I rolled horribly. Dang it. But I got that 20.
That was
That
nice.
was good.
Yeah.
So you kind of escorted away, like, Teresa, I thought we were doing really well. I'm gonna like take you to a room, and it's like nice on the scale of this place. So like there's a bed. Probably doesn't have bed bugs.
Are we bunking together?
Yeah, they take you to the same room. There's maybe like a kind of I don't think they'd put any windows on this room because they don't necessarily, they want the only way you could leave to be through them. But it's got nice, like there is, you notice like there is a basin and there's like a pub in there, so you actually have like water in this room. You don't know like how unlimited of a supply it is, and you know they kind of give you like some basic, you know, like they'll offer you like a towel or something you can like scrub yourself down. Like you can give yourself a little towel bath.
For the main queen when she comes over, and
Yeah.
I will give her a gift for my gratitude.
Okay.
This is my gratitude gift.
I totally forgot you had that. So yeah, you hand her. You're like, here. It is 100% a what's a spider Pokemon?
You get Spinnerack.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, it's a Spinnerack. So it's a card.
Or it's
and,
electric.
Wait, no, it's
Wait,
actually
Electric.
Jovanta?
Yeah.
it's very very shiny, and you offer it to her like as
thank you.
tribute, and she's
Thank
like, she kind of sneers at it. She's like, whatever, and but she takes it.
ha. Okay.
Like she'll take a tribute. She likes that, but she sneers at it because it's not that valuable.
Is
I
it
should have said
shiny?
Ariados.
Yeah, Ariados. Good. Okay, so it's activated. They have no idea what it is. Next time they attempt to do an important task, their difficulty is increased by 3 steps to their detriment.
Oh.
It's a curse.
Nice move.
I didn't know you could
Way
place
too-
curses on people.
It's a specific cipher.
Yeah, it was given to me. I was trying to find a way. I'm like, oh, she's the boss lady.
Yeah. She's like, and, you know, she puts it away.
Nice.
There's 3 things I want to do.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna have some time in the room. You definitely like they let you in there, and then you get the impression there's probably some guards posted outside.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to take a bath. I want to eat. And I want to survey the security of our room. and
Okay.
In that order.
in that order.
Yes.
They will bring you some food a little bit later. It's not good, but it's not bad. It's like they have some vegetables, but it's all like things that can be efficiently grown with very little water. So it's
all
like
carbs.
cactus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can eat cactus.
Is it cactus candy?
Oh yeah.
And
Not aloe.
I don't know. Yeah, it's mostly carbs, and maybe
Yeah.
there's meat.
It's just New Mexico fare.
You're not sure what it is.
Is it an egg?
No, it's probably some sort of protein.
And I'm like, is this person? Do I think this is person?
You don't know for sure. You can make your decision. It doesn't taste great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can like fill up. It's a small basin. Like there's nothing enough to like submerge your body, but you can like.
But yeah, I
Towel,
think
like,
Dale
yourself
would
down.
see like Jade's whole arm is gone. It basically just like she's only got part of her shoulder, and there's kind of a black. I mean, what almost looks like ink going up, like past her collarbone.
It's like kind of like almost necrotizing sort of skin, like that.
Yeah. And your thought is like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, there used to be something attached to that. Did that get lost in translation?
Usually my arm translates to whatever environment we go into, but for some reason in this environment I just don't have an arm.
Can I, like, cobble pieces together to give her an arm? Because I got computer science. Does that transfer to anything here?
I would say
Carburetor science.
if you had access to maybe correct materials, you could put something together. But
not
like
in
you
here.
would, like the hard part would be you could make her like you could like stuff an arm out of like the sheet and like something like that. But it would just be like a
It'd just be useless.
dummy.
Yeah.
Making something that has any like pulley or mechanical system to it, you would probably need to get a hold of some parts.
Darn it. I wonder what that 20 did. I get a cold follower or something.
The natural 20 is that you are not
Oh, yeah,
separated
you're not
from
separated.
Jade right now. I'm sorry, I can take that away from you.
No,
if
no,
you
no,
want.
no, 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 no.
Did you want to ask me anything?
Look who you thought was gonna be useless.
No. I don't think you're useless, Dale. I just thought that
These are my people, as you know. I have ways.
Keep liking the controllers.
You keep like rubbing more dirt onto yourself as Jade is cleaning herself up.
And here, I want to be clear. Jade is baiting because she's hoping that it's like, hey, it's bath time right now.
This is like natural deterrent. No one's gonna.
So, like-
I'm slippy.
Like, we're gonna do this every night we're here because that's what we do when we're staying here is take baths.
It's like Jade being like tries to hand Dale a towel.
I mean, I guess if she makes it very, very obvious.
I don't know how obvious Jade's gonna make it, short of actually saying it.
Why don't you take a bath?
But I look more oracly this way, don't I? Okay, fine.
Dale cleans himself slightly.
Like a raccoon.
I dipped myself in the water and then. No.
You disappear like cotton candy. No.
What's the saddest thing ever?
Have you seen that?
Yeah, they're just like,
where'd it go? Where was it?
Trying to wash it. So are you gonna do anything else? You said you wanted to survey the
Yeah,
security.
do I have a window? Like a
No, you can tell like
Yeah.
they intentionally put you in a room without a window because they're like they might smashy window and escapey. And I don't want that. So they like you're like, oh, we're probably in like an interior room. There's one door. It's pretty much one single room. There might be like a screen that you can kind of hide stuff behind. They didn't take anything from you, so you still have weapons that you would have come in with, like whatever weapons you had previously translated. They didn't like. Actually, they probably took. I'd be like, when you were in the car, when you were in the cars, they would have taken those things away from you. So anything that they didn't think was a weapon, they would have left with you. But like sticks and pokey things, guns are all gone.
Yeah. But these cache of cards.
You still have. I don't think they would have done a thorough. They would have just like taken anything off of you that they could have easily seen. Anything they did like the pat down was gonna happen when you got into like the gladiatorial portion of it. If they were gonna shove you in there, or once they process you.
Yeah.
So you do some survey, and I'd say like you can like lean up against the door and listen, and you think there's two people out there. Like you can hear people talking back and forth. They're not really saying anything important. They're just like, oh, as the kids, and
I say to Dale.
Did. Right. I thought you had a second one. Yeah, that was did too.
So we're invited with her tonight.
Yeah.
I say to Dale,
I think I messed up earlier. I'm sorry. I tried really hard.
I think we have to get out of here. I've got a bad feeling about this.
All right, I'll help.
So we can either make a break for it now, or we can wait until we're with her at the Coliseum. But I just don't know. I don't know if she's buying that you're an oracle.
I don't think so too, but I got some sympathy. But I mean, at the most, what are we gonna do? Where are we gonna go?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if we could just get
Sorry.
if we could just get to a rig.
I mean, you saw how tough the security was going in, because I was regularly.
Yeah, I mean, you were taken through this building, and like, there's people around, and they're armed. Escaping, like, yeah, you've listed options. Like, you could escape now. You'd have to make it through the building that you're in, and you don't know where you are. You did see the Coliseum, like, when you were entering, so you can imagine, like, portions of it from what you saw. Like, there will be probably a lot of people there, so potentially, like, a crowd to get lost in. You also know, like, it's not in this building, so the security, or, like, you would have a bit of a better sight line. But escaping now, like, doesn't risk that you get found out for not being an oracle. It just depends.
I mean, what we need to do is we need to find the others and we need to translate out of here.
Alright, I agree. I got us here because I didn't want to be in the fighting pits.
Well, yeah.
So, let's look. I mean, I'll take an hour, I guess, to really wash. That's my break or whatever recovery roll.
Cool. Okay, you want to do your recovery roll, sweet. Yeah. So, I mean, you
did
could
it.
theoretically, with the two of you, if one of you led the translation and the other one hastened, you could all choose to leave.
Well,
as the GM, I'm gonna be like, maybe don't do that. just because then you're all back there.
Like, where are they?
Episode. Yeah. You as Jade would know, like, the typical, they're probably going to come for you. They probably won't leave, and they'll just get themselves in more trouble. So
I am curious.
But I think with the two of you taking your rest in the room,
Yeah.
and the three of you riding on the backs of motorcycles belonging to the Libera Forte, we shall take our break.
Oh.
So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Stick around. We're going to take a quick 5-10-ish minute break, and then we'll be back. Go get some water, go stretch, go take care of your physical bodies, and then we shall return for more entertainment for your various sensory organs.
I see visions.
Oh, donations! I was supposed to read those out before the break. I was like, I was going to read those out afterwards. No, we read them out now!
Right now.
Now. We're going to read them now. We're going to read them now. No.
Glaive.
No. Glaive. I gave it to you so you can write it down. I don't know why you haven't written that in your equipment list, but whatever.
Well, I called
Another
it medium weapon. Because it changes.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's Pokemon.
You could just put the word glaive. That's fine.
Yeah, I realize that now. Now I'm like,
Cool.
that's a good idea.
Cool. All
gonna
right,
write
our
that down now.
first donation that came through is from Pumpkin with 5714. My apologies for the lack of advertisement, but I lack any knowledge of Mad Max, so I will simply say this. This show is wonderful and lovely, a beautiful creation of skilled and talented people. I am so grateful that you have allowed us to watch this. Thank you for choosing to watch.
Yeah.
It's way better this way. They're fine. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pumpkin. William TW with $10. So awesome to be here with you all for another great episode. Cool intro, too. Oh, yeah, we got the new intro. It's real cool. That's by Melissa. She also made our Eat, Pray, Kill intro.
My parents think it's cool.
Mythalian donated $10. Keep riding till you find the green place. And they're kind of there. They found the water.
Yeah.
Half of us did. So half of you did.
I'd
Betty's Battle Inc. donated $5.
Oh, okay.
Are there recursions where you just don't feel shiny or chrome? Betty's Battle Whip It has you covered. Atomized heavy water and mercury create an aerosol that will ensure you are witnessed when sprayed around your nose and mouth. Betty's. We get it. Cool Levy donated $10 and didn't leave a message. Yeah.
Okay, go.
Take it.
Thanksgiving might be over, and your leftovers are probably done. You still hungry? Go to the Outback Steakhouse. Bloomin' onions, only $3.99. Get a nice Sydney sirloin. It's 14 ounces of pure beef. Only $14.99. Bring the kids. They did. Outback Steakhouse. When you're here, your family.
Thank you.
It's no rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse.
Shush!
He was right.
Theater
Outback
nerd.
Steakhouse behind the Applebee's.
It's Outback.
Outback.
Theater nerd with $10. Thanks for the entertainment. My dad had surgery today and is spending the night in the hospital. I needed this to take my mind off this. Thanks for making me laugh. Thank you for being here, theater nerd. I'm glad we can
Distraction.
give you enjoyment.
Distraction.
And finally, Stabbin' Terry's Dig Bites. Yeah. Need your protein? Tired of sand and warm water? Stabbin' Terry's got your fix of chewy, stringy, meatish things. Stabbin' Terry's Dingo Bites. They're spicy and tasty and maybe even made of meat. Look for Stabbin' Terry's Dingo Sticko coming soon. It's not meat, but you wish it was. I added that part.
Food truck.
Oh,
Stabbin' Terry's food truck.
big wheels,
Food
big
truck.
taste.
Big. Yeah, you hear through the door. You know, I'm thinking of starting a food truck. Thank you so much, everybody. We're gonna go take our break now. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Bye.
And this recursion is everything a food truck?
Yes.
There's a food truck recursion. I'm gonna say this. Like, I truly appreciate what you were doing, but I'm not gonna learn if you don't let me fail.
Okay, I'll work harder at letting you fail better.
Thank you. He's so kind.
Love you.
I don't think
I saw that.
Oh.
I got 8 monitors.
Why do I think he can't see these things? I don't know.
So hi everybody, welcome back. We are playing Worlds Beyond. We're using the Cypher system by Monty Cook Games. You should go check it out. It's super awesome. They're a lovely company. Cypher system is a fairly generic system that can be used for a lot of different settings. And we are using specifically their setting called The Strange, which means our intrepid adventurers hop between worlds and dimensions and explore new realities. And currently, they are riding shiny and chrome on the Fury Road. Does it like hurt? Is it cold on your teeth?
It's cold on my teeth, but
Okay.
it's mostly the gums.
It smells so good.
At the
It
very,
does.
at the very
It
end,
smells
can
like
I-
cupcake.
At the very end, can I do that too?
You want? What?
I really,
Yes.
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just sugar.
It's just sugar. Wash that out. I feel like at the end, if everyone wants to, we should do it and then take a picture of all of us.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yes.
Or get a video of you doing it.
Oh yeah.
Well, green screen. It's cool. We got ideas. So hi everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're new and joining us, we are Geekspace TV. We are a nonprofit broadcasting studio. We're in Seattle, and we are a nonprofit. I said that already. So if you would like to support us, one of the things you can do is what you're already doing, which is being here and watching the stream. But you can also tweet about it, or share it out, or host the stream. And if you're able to do so, we do appreciate if you can donate. You can see the goal down below, and we will read out those donation messages at the end of the show. And finally, you can also set up a recurring donation through Patreon. So check that out. There should be a link pretty soon in chat. Our one reminder is this coming Monday. Eat, Pray, Kill is coming back. Oh, no, not our one reminder. Our like 3 reminders. Eat, Pray, Kill is coming back 7 p.m. Pacific time. Final episode. So watch that. Best makeup on Twitch. Then tomorrow night we have Behind the Screens returning with me, because theoretically I am behind a screen and I know what I'm talking about when it comes to playing and running RPGs. And then after that, that'll be 5 p.m. tomorrow night Pacific again. At 6:30 p.m. Anna will be joining or coming on and replacing me with Wind Down, where she talks about the state of the community and Geekspace and drinks wine, probably from a bowl, because who uses cups these days?
Better for the environment if it's from a bowl.
Yeah.
Also, more wine.
Well, what if you have a small bowl?
More wine,
Then
less
get a
wine.
bigger bowl.
So with that, let's reintroduce really quickly who our players are and who they are playing, and then I'll jump us right back into our story. So let's start in the opposite direction with the most shiny and chrome.
Hello. I am Bonsai Baby on Twitter. No, not Twitter. Twitch, and then Bonsai Baby on Twitter and Instagram. You guys can follow me there. I am the Oracle. I am all-knowing. I am Tail.
Hey, what's up? It's Nathan Kiss, aka What Is Kiss. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as What Is Kiss. And pretty soon you can see 2 of my new things. I'm going to be trying to finish up my test streaming on Twitch and start streaming my Let's Go Pikachu Let's Go Eevee run. I'm going to run the gems. And also my new Night Court RPG. Come check that out.
Oh.
It's an RPG based around the sitcom Night Court.
Night Court. What's Night Court?
Is it vampires?
It was from. When was it from? Like, it's an older TV show.
Yep, making a whole RPG out of it using the Fate system. Why not?
This is amazing.
Why not? Indeed. That's
Talking
awesome.
about your August Wilson RPG, and he was like, "Can I play? What is it?"
Oh, buddy.
Yes.
I was like, "I think it happened." He was like,
Who are you?
I am Admiral
God, it
Asma.
smells like a
I'm
cupcake
playing
in here.
Captain James Atwood, who is one-armed captain of these folks.
Captain Mecca.
And
That's all us. Captain, I'm our captain.
I would live.
Sorry to interrupt.
Who are you? Are you done? No?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I should have done that. What?
What's your salute to
to the captain.
Where's Captain? Where's Captain?
Where's Captain? Captain!
And Non's probably like,
So they...
Let's talk about some Night Court. You guys remember Moose?
Hi, my name is Jackie Dash on the internet, the Twitch and Twitter, JAKIDASH. Ding! Lord has one job on this show.
one job.
Imagine what this would be like if we drank.
Oh.
Out of bowls.
I mean...
Not good. Would be not good.
I play Pine Knight, who is he, him, and is a graceful vector who drives shiny and chrome and is experiencing their first love of motorcycles right now.
Because they normally miss having a
Horse
between
between
their
their
thighs.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram at the Shell Game. And I am playing Anon Nisi, who is she, her, an appealing paradox who leads here.
And hi, I'm Random Tuesday. You already probably know me. I'm the GM. She, her, and I lead this rabble.
Captain, my captain.
Thank you.
Where's
Captain.
Captain?
So when we left off, our team had translated, not intentionally, they had ended up in a brand new recursion. They'd been subject to the effects of a mysterious device. And 2 of them arrived before the rest of them did. Jade and Dale arrived and were pretty quickly captured by a group called the Howling Hunters, riding these sort of cobbled together vehicles in this massive sandy desert wasteland. Mm-hmm. They were taken to a city called New Roma, which I use the term city loosely, but it is a collection of structures with a wall around them that also back up onto the side of a cliff. And they learned that, one, it is led by Augusta Lupe. She is the Augusta, which is Rome. It's the title. I learned when I was looking up stuff about Rome, coming up with the names.
Caesar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Augustus, but the Augusta if you're a lady. And she's the leader of this fair, quaint town in the middle of a wasteland. It sits upon an aquifer, so they have water there. There's also a Coliseum in this city where people fight. There's gladiators. So that's a thing that exists in this city. And Dale managed to convince her that he is the Oracle. They have been bunking in a room, and they're gonna go to watch the fights that night. The other 3 of them arrived and discovered the tracker that Jade had left behind. This very convenient device that she had. She left the other end, so they're following it. They met up with the Libera Forte, a motorcycle gang in the desert, and are now driving through the wastes, through the sandy dunes, and the scrubland, and just general. And Pine has in another recursion. I like this. Someone was like, in another recursion, you're Anakin Skywalker.
Oh yeah, no. Sand is the worst.
I hate sand. It's
I hate
rough,
sand.
and it's coarse, and it gets everywhere.
It's literally everywhere.
Time to go kill some kids.
This is what sand does.
But did find a motorcycle. First time experiencing this lovely, lovely mix between 4-wheeled vehicle and horse.
Yeah, how are those
A
4
steel horse.
cylinders, dude?
Not good. Nope.
So, and now you now got a crotch rocket. So, how you doing there? So the 3 of you are driving on the back of these motorcycles, going along at some point. So who got on the back of the leaders, back of Tara's motorcycle? Probably. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
Oz is on the back, so you guys are kind of riding up front. So it's like a 1, and then kind of 2, and then sort of like 3. So they kind of ride in like a little bit of a diamond almost. Sort of formation.
I think Anon just looked for like the most physically appealing person and climbed on the back.
Cool.
Of theirs.
So let's figure out which one that would be.
Well, my motorcycle's
Okay,
taken.
can't be that one. I got
I
to
mean,
roll.
sure, your motorcycle's taken.
Stay. Has rolled the
Wow.
same number 3 times. I just want.
And it's all Pine.
Okay.
Did I just ride on Pine's motorcycle?
No,
Is that
because
what's
it would be. It's whatever. You're also in one of the ones up front.
Cool.
Let's try it. That was 5 times in a row. It rolled the same number. Cool. It didn't roll the same number. So we'll say the three of you are on the ones up front.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's kind of the three, and then there's the other three sort of behind you. Like, that was impressive. It rolled like 5 ones in a row.
Oh, this is not. This is not the best.
That's the devil.
Well, one was the leader, so I was like, you can't all be on the same motorcycle. I don't have a D5 to fix my problem. So, cool. So the Pine is riding. Anon, you are on the back of a very physically attractive. We'll say they're pretty even. There's like 3 women, a couple of men, and then one person who's fairly androgynous. Would you have had a strong preference, or did you just end up on the back of one?
Whoever is most physically appealing to her, it's the androgynous.
Okay, so I haven't given all of them names, but we'll figure that out.
Morgan is the one that is both boy and girl.
I do like Morgan. I kind of also am like, what are some like
Nix.
junkyard names?
Fabio, Nix, Wreck.
Okay,
Ralph.
we've definitely got
Rampart.
Wreck. I like Wreck and Fabio.
Mudbomb.
Wreck and Fabio. That's happening.
Tricks with an X.
Tricks.
Yeah.
My name's
All right,
Dusty.
so Trix. It's Trix. Trix, and you're writing with Wreck.
Yes.
And you're writing with Tara.
Oh, Tara.
Yeah,
Do you see where my mind went?
we have Wreck and Ralph, I guess.
Yes. Dusty's also pretty good. Dusty's
And
young.
one named Susan.
Just Susan.
Susan hasn't earned her street name.
Yeah,
yet.
Susan doesn't have one.
So we just call her Mudbomb.
Wait, we have Tara, Wreck, Fabio, Trix, Susan, and
Wreck.
Ralphio.
Ralphio.
John Ralphio.
I meant to say Ralphio.
No one gets to be Rufio. Only Ralphio.
Just Ralphio.
Cool.
Hey.
His hair is like up to here.
Yeah, Ralphio,
Hey.
he's got really big hair.
When we're done at the Coliseum, I gotta deliver some pizzas.
I'm Ralphio. Ralphio Delivery Company. You got your bing, got your boom. Switch them around. Bada bing, bada boom.
That's Ralphio. Congratulations. So it's Ralphie. Oh! Yeah, it's John Ralphio.
The worst. His motorcycle has to be like way decked out.
Yeah, no, it is. His is great.
So many holographic stickers.
So, yeah, all right. So,
Just on a hoverboard.
we're never getting past this.
and you're all on your bikes. You're riding through the desert. Go ahead, everybody, and this is a difficult challenge that you are rolling for me. It is an intellect to see what is happening.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh
just
no.
Yeah.
No.
Would genre specialist actually help with this?
Maybe. Yeah, sure. Let's apply it.
Wait, what kind of test was this?
Observing.
16.
16? Okay. 3? Yeah, Pine, you're still figuring out your motorcycle.
It's very nice.
13.
Okay, 13. So we will say Anon and Oswald both hear this as actually at the same time as like several of the members of the people who are driving. You hear first, like, maybe it's just the wind. And then you hear it gets louder. And it gets more yippy. And then you hear, oh! And in the distance, coming towards you at a very fast clip. 2 things. One, you see a large structure sort of looming in the distance through the waves, lies of the sand, and then you see vehicles coming roughly from the direction of the large structure that are approaching you rather rapidly. And the motorcycle like convoy that you're on, they all just sort of yell and they're like, "Ah, shit! Howling hunters! Get your weapons!" And like several of them pull out like lances and they're like ready to joust. And a couple of them, like one of them, she pulls out a pistol. But all of them obviously are on vehicles, so most of them are gonna have a harder time controlling their vehicle and also shooting. The Tara, she turns to you and she's like, "How good are you with that rifle?"
Good enough.
And Trix, they kind of turn around to you and they're like, "Here," and they just like hand you a weapon, and it's
Oh boy.
it's a gun. gun. It's a gun. They just hand you a gun.
Are you sure you don't want me to drive, dear?
Are you a better driver or a better shot?
Oh. I could probably throw them up while you shoot them. That sounded
Make
awful.
them vomit?
No. I can make them stop. I'll just try and shoot them. She like tightens her arm around. She's like, is this uncomfortable? I assume they've been like chit-chatting the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Like
No,
they're
you're fine.
She's just like, okay, good, because we might die.
That's always a possibility in the wasteland. So, as this is happening, Pine, what do you do? Your person, they pull out and they've got like a lance and they're like, do you know how to use this? They just like grab your lance like glaive.
I mean, I know how to use it, but
Then I hope you can do both at the same time.
I used to when I was a child.
And they pull out their gun. And as you are approaching, let's go ahead and roll up initiative.
Oh, I see.
Yes, this is a speed initiative test.
Into the abyss.
Into the abyss.
And their difficulty is before and after. So we'll just see who rolls what.
Hey.
If you're trained, let me know if you're trained in any like initiative.
Greenie's
tests.
doing good for me.
That's great because little sparkly bits over here is not.
Sparkle bits need some more.
Sparkle bits need some work.
All right, so Pine.
17.
Okay. You are definitely going at the beginning. Let me just roll. We'll say there they go here. Oz.
9.
9. Okay. Do you have any? No, you match. Okay, cool. And non.
4.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So, Pine, you're gonna go first.
What do I see?
So as you see, these vehicles are approaching, and it's like they're coming directly towards you, and the riders of all like they're just you have to face it down. There are let's see, there's one vehicle and 2 motorcycles. So there's 2 riders, 1 on each motorcycle, and then there's 1 vehicle and like has a driver. It's kind of like open top sort of Jeep kind of style, but obviously it's got like a bunch of big spikes on the wheels and stuff, so it can shred you and do all those nasty
that's
things.
gonna be bad.
And then there's like a couple of people, one who's like they've got like lances, and another one who's like mounted up with a rifle.
I want to kill these motorcycle people because you get it out or in. You get the motorcycles you can move quick, and then you get the big ones.
So we say total there's 3 people and a driver in the car, and then 2 motorcycles. So 6 people total.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I think because we're in a diamond, I assume are you in the right or left side of the diamond?
It doesn't matter too much. Like it can kind of break off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go one way. I'm hoping you're gonna go the other way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anon does not control this vehicle.
No.
She's
Yeah.
going to attempt to shoot.
Great.
So, to be clear,
Yeah.
you can either choose to attack or drive on your turn. Any turn you choose not to drive, you risk spinning out.
What if I could do both?
You can only take 1 action on your turn.
But I do have fleet of foot.
Okay. We will see if that counts.
No, I'll just.
No, it'll count towards moving. It'll just make it harder for you to attack because you're trying to negotiate like driving a vehicle and also attack. So yes, you have fleet of foot because that allows you to move and then also attack.
Cool. So I'm gonna try that. Let's see how it works. We might just.
Yeah, you're up first, and you're going for one of the motorcycles.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have to beat a speed difficulty 2 test first, and
Okay.
I can use my drive ability, but I can't use my running ability.
Yes.
Okay.
So speed difficulty 2 now drops it down to difficulty 1. You need to roll a 3 or higher to negotiate the bike in that direction.
19.
Oh.
Yes, you do. So I will give you a minor effect because it's a 19. So normally you would deal more damage or you'd get a minor effect. So as you're spinning in, I will say this discounts the negative you would normally have for your attack.
Cool. I will take that.
Yeah.
And now,
so lance in one hand, you're like, or I guess you're sorry, what did you call it? Your quagmire.
my quagmire.
Quagmire.
My glaive. Okay, and I'm gonna just try to do a simple, nothing fancy. I'm just gonna try to like stab the motorcyclist with my glaive.
Like you do.
What you do?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you trying to get the cyclist or like the wheel?
Oh, I don't want to ruin this beautiful piece
fair.
of machinery.
So you're trying to save the bike so that you can ride it? Okay, cool. So you're going for the driver.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, no.
What did you roll?
What do I need to get?
You needed a 9 or higher.
No.
Okay.
I got a 3.
So you zoom in, you kind of like, you veer out, you like go in, you got a great angle, and then you just like, they like skid like to the side and like pull out. So you're actually now, you end up going in between the motorcycle and the car.
I'm so ready for this. I mean,
Like-
Pine is afraid, but
Yes! Claudia's ready. With that, the vehicles,
Sorry,
you can direct your vehicles, otherwise, like, they're going to make assumptions. So the NPCs will be going now. A bunch of them peel off. A couple of them you see, they look like they're hanging back because they've probably got rifles or are shooting, but they're also trying to drive, so they're going to take some shots. It'll be a little bit messy. But the ones that you're on, what would you like them to do? Do you tell them anything? If not, they're going to make assumptions. You have a gun, so they're going to probably hang back.
Anon is gonna say, give it some space.
Okay, so
Because-
they kind of pull back and start pulling away and like veer off slightly to the side. Perfect. Where do you want us?
There's a big one in the middle, right?
Yeah, there's a driver, and then there's multiple people. There's like a gunner on the vehicle, and then a couple of people who look like they're just gonna throw shit.
How close can you get us to the big one?
I can get you right next to it if you want.
Do it. And I, as I tell her to do that, I depower my cipher.
Okay. So you are doing. What are you doing?
this is the electrical charge one. The one that you charged up
And it
from the
drains all the
weird.
power from it. Yep.
From the
Yeah.
orb.
So you're going to spend a turn and take that cipher and drain one of your other ones with it.
No, I'm just depowering it.
Because it's already been powered.
So I can use it as a grenade, enhance an artifact, an intelligent hit, or to repower it and it becomes unused once again.
I think you need to pull energy from it. What does it say at the beginning?
Object connected to the cipher is drained of all power. Capacitor robs power to be used as
Yeah,
a
so you
grenade.
have to drain something first and then to use it as something.
Oh, I thought-
so it doesn't. No, it doesn't come pre-charged. It's like shitty
Oh,
rechargeable batteries.
the last
Right,
one.
you
Last one, I
charged it
charged it
with
from
the-
the.
Oh, you're right. You did.
Yeah.
What did you charge it from?
from
shield.
the-
The gate.
The
gate.
the opening of the.
Yep.
So only a little bit got out. So if it's unused,
Yeah.
then it's
Yep.
empty.
No. It's unused. Yeah. So you're good. So you take this. What do you want to do with it?
Well, since we get next to it, put it right on the truck so it loses all its power. Yes. No power, can't move. Truck can't go.
Using it like an EMP.
Yep. So it just stops, and if there's anything behind it, it crashes right into it if they can't swerve out of the way.
But it's full of energy right now.
It's full of energy right now, so you want to spend a turn to discharge it.
Yeah. Just
Wait, wouldn't it be better to just like supercharge the engine so it
I
explodes?
don't remember what you charged it off of, but I'm sure
It's
you
the
did.
shield. The shield.
as we were translating, there was this huge energy thing.
Yes.
I tried
Yeah.
to
And
stop that,
it's made it 2 sizes smaller.
That's
Yeah.
right.
but didn't
yeah,
stop it.
it didn't stop it. That's right.
So whatever works
Thank you
out
for
you.
reminding me. Yeah. So you would need to drain. You'd need to discharge it first, or you could use it for one of those 3 purposes. So like it's full of energy right now. It can't take any more. It can hold 1 charge.
But if I use one of the things, I can't use it anymore. Yeah, I'll just.
I would say you could probably just straight up discharge it, but it's designed that you can't.
Like, I'm trying to figure out number 2 right there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you want to repower one, so you could repower a cipher that you used to have, as long as you still have the object
repower
on
a
you.
cipher. I thought I meant that one. I want to repower
Yeah.
that. Sorry, I misread that one.
Yep. No, it's repower a cipher.
In that
so-
case, grenade!
Yeah, you just throw it for a grenade. Cool. So you need to get up pretty close. It's whatever your range is to throw it. So yeah, you've charged this device up. You
Yeah.
pull it out, and it's like it probably looks like a gas canister almost. Like it's like sloshing around with some liquid, and there's like wires and stuff sticking out of it. And so it's just like a switch you can flick.
Can it be a rip tire?
No.
All
No.
right, yeah, I just throw. Yeah. Okay.
Just like give me a second.
You don't need to aim. There's
Yeah.
no aim.
I also
needed.
I don't think it would need to drain power from something like an actual power device. I'm not sure it would have worked on a vehicle because I'm not like electric.
It have to be like right on the battery.
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
just to the side.
Yeah.
All right, that'll just use as a grenade then, and then just
Yeah. All right.
Throw it in
So
the center of
it's actually
whomever.
your turn now. So she's gonna move you up close. So we'll say this will reduce the difficulty to throw it because you're probably in short range. I mean, if you tell her, she won't get like right up next to it. You're gonna get out of it. You know, it would be
Yeah.
immediate range. So you're gonna do like a drive by, like pop it in the roof.
Yeah.
Okay, she's like, all right, whenever you're ready, and she sort of drives up. You see it, and you're gonna try and pop it in the roof. So we'll make this demanding. So same 9 or higher.
Okay. 15.
Yes. You drive by, you pop it in the roof, and they all kind of just look at this thing, and then you just drive past, and then
go,
what do you do?
no, you two.
There's a
I was
behind
gonna do
you.
that too.
Oh, what? And Oz, does he look back?
No, I don't. I just do this.
He's cool.
Which is kind of counterproductive because it's behind me. But I think it looks cool. But Tara can't see.
I can take the thing, and how much damage does it do?
4 damage.
4 damage to everything in the vehicle.
Everything.
So awesome. All of them take 4 damage.
I was already Diva in DFA. This is the season finale.
Nerf this.
I'm not gonna let it be a rip tire. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You could be Ash. You could be like, you throw it and you're like,
I'm a
smoke him
Zenyatta
out
man,
of there.
so it's all cool.
Oh, you give him a hat. Hat for them to have. Sorry. Steph calls it.
Tara, do something.
Gives them a hat. All right. With that, the enemy is gonna take their turn.
Oh, wait.
You.
Do I get to go?
No, you're at the very end.
I'm at the very
you're,
end.
You're being
Oh yeah, I got a 4. I remember this.
So the there was another person in the vehicle. So Pine, you're in between like the car and the
What are they
vehicle.
gonna do?
Well, there's 3 people with lances. So they're all gonna try and stab you and the person on your vehicle. So we'll say you're the driver. So 2 of them are gonna stab you.
That makes sense, and I'd like to protect
and then one of
Rex
them's
with
gonna
my
go
body.
for the name for Wreck. Thank you. So you're gonna try and swerve out of the way. So go ahead and give me. This is a speed defense.
I have that trained.
Yeah.
No, I got a 2.
Cool.
Greedy's
So the first
failing.
one, they take their lance from the vehicle. Like they just got shot with a grenade, and they go in and they just stab down on you
Man,
as you're
really great.
stuck in between them.
Really
for,
glad we healed this.
3 points of damage.
Oh, okay. So what happens when you run out of one of your stats?
Oh. Okay. Remember, distract your armor from that.
Oh, good. What happens when you run out of your stats?
So when you run out of one of your stats, you move down the damage track by 1. So you
Okay.
will go to impaired, which I believe when you are impaired, you. Oh
Plus
shoot!
1
I didn't write
effort
this
per
down.
level.
So it says
Yeah.
+1 effort per level, which
Yeah.
means I have to pay more.
So you have to pay an additional 1 for every point of effort you want to spend,
Ignore minor and major effect and results on rolls.
and you only deal +1 damage
Oh,
on
17
17
to
or higher.
Guys, I got real hurt last 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no.
And I have not. I use it or lose it when it comes to effort points.
Yeah, you are real into spending effort.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Wait, you definitely would have recovered from the Hurrick fight. Like, this isn't what that injury is from, right?
Yeah. Wait.
Because when you arrived, like, you never fought the people
Yeah, you should
in
have been
the
healed
blizzard.
when you got.
No.
That's true.
Oh.
We just sat
Yeah,
in the blizzard.
because you
Oh.
had the Hurrick fight. You didn't.
Cool.
You would have had. There was at least a day. There was at least a
Okay.
10-hour period.
Then yes, I think I am better. No, because why would I use a 10-minute one then?
You may just not have done your healing after the Hurrick fight. I don't know. It's up to you.
Didn't you land weird when we came out of the airship? Didn't you?
Fell on your butt.
You fell on your butt, right?
You did fall on your butt. I
Yeah.
think you did take some damage, but I don't know if you ever healed yourself. Like you all would have refreshed after that fight.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Up to you. You make the decision.
I'm gonna keep it as it is just because I don't know where I would be at.
Okay.
And then now the stakes are high.
The stakes are higher. So bear in mind, the next time one of your pools drops to 0, the condition move downs 1 more on the
Right.
damage track. As soon as you lift your pool up from 0, you move back up the
Right.
damage track.
The fear is that if you
And if the third time, you die.
yeah, because then you have no HP altogether.
So please don't do that.
No, I got 7 points left.
Yeah. Okay. So the other one's gonna stab at you. So roll your other speed defense.
Okay, cool.
As they're both coming in.
3!
Ah!
You take another 3
Well,
points
you're
of
getting
damage. So bear in mind it goes from might pool to speed pool
Yeah,
and then to intellect.
yeah. That makes sense. I still got armor. I got a lot of
Subtract
speed
your
dice.
armor.
I got a lot of speed, guys. It's fine.
It's cool.
Very quick.
Yeah.
I'm very winded.
and then
panicking.
the other one, she gets like caught and kind of, the third lance like comes in and scrapes a little bit of their thigh. She like sort of kind of goes, like move us further away or stab them better. Rex says this to you while holding on to you.
Wreck, it is not the wounds in battle, but it is the outcome that
Okay, well
matters.
they're killing us right now.
The outcome is death.
Anon, it's your turn.
So I would like to.
Trix turns to you and they're like, what are you gonna do?
So she's holding the gun and she's holding Trix and she's like, and then she's going to point the gun, but instead of actually firing, she's going to attempt to shatter one of their like lances in their hands.
Yeah.
That's
That you can
smart.
definitely do. It's like a single pull. So go ahead and roll it. I think it's just against their difficulty, which is 9 or higher.
Oh, it was a 2, so
This table's killing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
rolls.
on top of
Kill it.
the bottom of the pile.
Killing yourself right there.
Boom.
Okay. So
So
that'll.
I guess she's like this. She's like, well, that normally does something.
Then we see. All right, Pine. It's your turn.
Oh, yes. Okay. We're in between two vehicles.
Yeah.
This is not like a horse where I can just let it go and jump off, right?
I can drive.
Great. And then I think Pine with that just tries to leap to the car.
Okay, you're trying to get into the car.
Wait a minute. If horse is a euphemism, what did you just say to her?
I think she's figured out that it's not a euphemism. Like, she wants it to be a euphemism, but now is little life or death.
Okay.
But I appreciate it.
Do I have to roll anything to do the
Yes,
jump?
you definitely
Okay.
need to. This is difficult. This is challenging.
Can I use my 2 balancing and careful abilities for this?
So you have, you're trained in balancing and you're trained in something else.
And being balanced and careful.
Those are not 2 separate things.
Well, I get 1 for being a vector and I get 1 for being graceful. One's in more focused towards being gymnastics
okay.
balancing, and one's just not dying.
Okay, we might want to look at what your wording
Cool.
for careful is, just so we can make it more specific than I'm being careful right now. But definitely balancing, because it's like acrobatics, right? You're being all gymnastic-y. So you're dropping this down to a 3. You need to roll a 9 or higher to make it into the vehicle.
Okay, I could use some speed points, but that would be, nah. And people don't want me to die. Let's do it. 4.
Cool. So I'm going to use a GM
Okay.
intrusion.
Okay.
Which is that you leap off the bike. So you get a point of XP for
Oh,
yourself,
nice.
and then a point of XP you can give to someone else.
All right.
As you leap off this bike, they're like, okay. They see you coming. One of them, they kind of grab you, and then you realize they're pulling you in, and then they're holding your arms and wrestling you.
Oh.
And they clearly intend to tie you up
That's bad.
and throw you in the back.
I don't like this.
So you are currently being restrained by them. And
Okay.
they're very clearly, they're like, we got one!
No, but I get to give an XP away, correct?
Yep, you get one to someone else.
I'm going, and I can't give it to the motorcycle.
No, you cannot give me XP.
I'm so sorry.
Because I'm going to be clear, it's her turn, and she's like, all right. She hops onto
And then
the
she
thing
drives.
and just boom, 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 and starts driving.
Great.
She stabs at one of them and kind of whiffs it, and then just starts driving away.
I was like, and Oz.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so Oz, you get another point of
You get
XP.
2 points today. All the points.
Look at it this way: you didn't take any damage.
No,
for
I'm in the
falling
place I
off of
want to
the
be
bike.
in there.
Yeah.
This is fine, baby.
Yeah. Cool. You gonna give her any other directions? Tara's like, what do you want?
Came this way, came past them.
Yeah, you kind of did a drive-by, popped it in, and then she continued driving. Because you have a gun, so in her mind, range, right?
Oh yeah. Keep going. Keep going in a steady line. Bust out the rifle with the scope.
Okay.
And looking at any one of the riders, who can I see through the scope? Like, do we have
The easiest would probably be, at this point, you notice, like, you look back, you don't necessarily know that Pine's in the vehicle, because, like, but you do see, like, a couple of the people who are standing up with lances, like, one of them's gone down, so they're in the vehicle. So there's, like, one person that would be a really easy shot that's, like, standing up, and then the motorcyclist would probably be the two, because you're kind of, like, directly behind, so you could just shoot back.
Yeah, let's do that. The person who's standing up. Just take the easiest shot.
Okay, cool.
And
Let's roll it. 9 or higher.
And my proficiency with the guns.
Yeah, you are licensed to carry, so you are firearm proficient.
Yeah.
So it drops it down to 1, 6 or higher.
That's a 7.
That is a 7. You just eke it in. Do you remember what this rifle, if it was medium or light? I think it's a medium weapon would be my guess.
+1 because of the thing I got. So 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. It is a lot of damage.
Cool. All right. That's Oz. Cool. The enemy. They're gonna try and grapple you. So this is a might defense.
Oh, cool.
They are trying to restrain you.
Okay. Well, let's see how this goes.
I feel like you should get a different.
No.
Oh God. Okay, yeah. At least talk to it.
10.
Yeah. Nope. They get you. I was gonna be like, it is one harder because they're currently holding on to you. So like the two of you, like he drops down, you see like one of them is like bleeding, and he's like, ah shit, he shot me. And they like help like the two of them. They start tying you up, and you hear him say to the driver, he's like, just drive. We got one of them. Just let's take him back to New Roma.
I mean, I'm being damsel in distress.
Yeah!
Damsel fine.
Damn.
So the car, you see it just starts, like, it turns off slightly, and it's starting to drive away. The Lancer on the top, they both went down. The gunman, he's going to shoot at you. So go ahead and roll your defense, Oz.
Okay. 19.
Yeah, you just, like, pop down. Shot wise, you see it, like, kick off on some of the sand. Yeah.
Okay. Can I shoot their bullets?
No. Wrong genre.
Okay.
If this was like the Matrix genre, yeah, but or like if we were in like a wuxia, like you could slice through their bullets, you could wax on that shit. We are in post-apocalyptic. You are gonna get beaten and bloody.
I know.
In sand.
Can I block it with my sleeve?
Your arms are on fire.
I have to
No, not literally. He doesn't have that ability here. Yeah, you have like a metal plate on one of your arms. You Wonder Woman it. I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
Sure, that's even cooler.
That's cool. You cannot shoot their bullets in this recursion.
Oz
Oz knows that.
Yeah.
Oz knows that. No, I want to point out a task that Norm you couldn't consider, but one that doesn't break the law of physics.
Mythbustering.
That's the little tagline on there. You can do so much without the laws of physics.
Yes, without the laws of physics. The Lancers are gonna start like there's like some jousting happening between the motorcycles and the Lancers, and you hear Tara, like, she swears, she's like, fuck, they're picking us off. We're gonna need to fall back. We might not be able to get you to New Roma just yet. Anon.
Go with that.
I'm trying to think of something within the big tank that is small that Anon could shatter. I feel like an axle is probably too big.
You can't see an axle from here is probably the other issue.
Okay.
Good ornament.
Could I shatter one of the tires, though?
Probably say, yeah, you could probably try a tire.
Okay.
It won't stop the vehicle, but it'll.
Although I'm actually practiced in light weapons.
Oh.
I know. I mean, it doesn't, okay.
How does this work?
Yeah, how does this work? Pooh! Hopefully that's what happens. I don't know why I'm attempting to roll 2 die.
What are you doing?
You don't have advantage in this system.
That would be might though, wouldn't it, to fire
No.
with the weapon?
Or
would that be intelligence?
it's speed normally.
It's speed.
For a ranged weapon, it tends to be speed. For in person, for a melee weapon, it tends to be might.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
It
try.
depends on the weapon. Like I'd say for a gun, it's speed. For like a bow and arrow, maybe it'd be might. Like anything you have to use your physical strength for, as opposed to just your like shot. It's kind of the
Like,
dex strength difference.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'm just gonna shatter then, I think, because I've got.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
let
gonna
you,
use
like
my.
you can
my
go
effort.
for like probably more like the hubcap, like hubcaps. What is this? But yeah, you can damage one of the wheels if you can succeed on the shatter.
Okay.
We'll say for the vehicle, let's say this is difficult, so 12 or higher.
Okay, I want to use my effort.
Okay,
and drop it down.
So 9 or higher.
15.
Yeah. So you sort of arm out, and they're like, "Are you gonna shoot or not?"
She'll be like, well, just 1 minute, dear.
Like life or death, and you see a portion of it, and it kind of kicks back, and the vehicle like swerves slightly. Pine in the vehicle, like the person's like, "Fuck! What did they blow out my tires?" And then you see like the gunman being like, "I see him," and they're gonna turn and like you're now on their shit list.
Okay, great. Great.
Cool. So Pine, I don't know if you want to try and do anything. They've pretty significantly restrained you.
I am got the thingies.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're like holding you down and like tied you up, but you can try and do stuff.
I'm
but-
definitely gonna try to like kick. Like I want to kick somebody and try to
Hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and roll a might attack?
Okay.
This is difficult because you're restrained.
Right, that makes sense to me.
But what I will say is, rather than dealing them, like you might like kick one of them, is you'll give a bonus to someone from defending.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can target someone to make someone else's life easier.
My goal is to try to kick them like off balance a little bit.
Cool.
And
So
it's
maybe
gonna
like
just be the
you're
one
like
who's
trying to just like
closest.
shove the back
Yeah.
of the seat of the person with the gun. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll straight up. I don't think I'm trained in non-weapons.
You are a weapon.
If you're trained in all weapons, that would include unarmed.
Cool, then I have unarmed.
Because unarmed are just.
All right, so I'm aiming for difficult then or demanding?
Let's make this demanding.
Okay.
So 9 or higher.
1.
Ooh.
You go to do that, and one of them sees you, and they just elbow you in the face.
My face.
They're like, no. Oh no, actually, they don't even see you. Someone just steps on you as they stand up. They're like, oh, whoops.
Sorry.
Take this one away.
Sorry, President.
And yeah, you take
Nope, we can't.
2 points of damage from someone just stepping on your face.
Does my armor help me, or is it just too
Yeah,
strict?
yeah. It's just like crunch.
There's a bruise now. There's a bruise and a boot.
It's like a boot bruise.
Do you wanna?
Okay.
No, I don't believe in that.
NPCs, Tara is gonna say like
believes in
Tara
you.
calls out. She's like regroup. Because I'm gonna be real. I don't know who's noticed that Pine is gone, except for the person on the bike. So they begin like pulling back and pulling away as the motorcycles and the car start driving into the distance. So we'll pull out of combat time, and the whole group like pulls in. The drivers peel off the motorcycles. Like they take a few more shots. You can see a couple of them. Like they look pretty badly injured as the Libera Forte like they reconvene. And the yeah, I guess Rec pulls up and she's like, Did any of you get Pine out of there?
Pine out of where?
What?
I don't know. He jumped in. He was gonna deal with them and they just took off. I assumed he jumped out.
Well, we have to go after them.
Yeah,
Or
you're
we'll
right.
lose them entirely.
No, you're right. You're right.
We need to regroup. And she's like, Tara gestures around at all of the injured.
Are there any?
We're in no shape to go after them.
Are there any? I forget if we have any motorcycles that are just from the pack that didn't quite make it.
You didn't take any of
We
them
didn't
out.
take any. Okay.
You didn't do any damage to the cyclists. All of it was to the car.
No.
Like, look, if you, we can lend you a couple of bikes, or we can lend you a bike, and
Yeah,
we'll
that-
give you one. We're not going to see it again.
That's incredibly kind.
Do you have any more gas packs on you? So we can at least try and cover some of the cost?
Yeah, and for your friends too.
Here.
Thanks. So they like pocket them away. Take it, and they kind of like give you one of the bikes. You know what? Rec will be like, here, have mine. I liked Pine. I think they'll like this one. Make sure they get it.
We'll do. Thank you for everything. Sorry about your friends, your people.
Sorry about your friend. I don't know why they jumped in the vehicle.
It's fine.
And one of them's like, "Oh, a Mew!
Oh, yeah.
I got a blue eyes white dragon." Yeah, and Tara's just sort of like, "You're good people. I hope you get your friend back."
Likewise, wasn't expecting to meet other good people out here. So what are we facing in there?
Here, and she kind of like you'll sort of circle up and then patch each other up, so you can take if you want to use any of your recovery rolls. I don't know if any of you need to. And they kind of patch up, and they'll fill you in a little bit and give you some information. New Roma, it's I don't know, it's a city. It's on the Aquifer. It's run by Augusta Lupe. She took charge and rules with the iron fist sort of type. My guess is your friend. They're gonna. I don't know why I slipped into this accent. That's Augusta's accent. Your friend. He's gonna get taken into the gladiator pits. They make him fight like the old Coliseums before the calamity.
Everyone that lives in there, do they all fight?
No.
Some of them just live.
Yeah. I mean, they work for Augusta in some way or another.
So they're civilians, right?
I don't know if you'd call them civilians, slaves, servants, her people.
Safe to assume if you fail a fight, you don't stick around any longer.
I think failure is normally dying.
Yeah, all right.
Some people
Anon is braiding Trix's hair.
manage to yeah, Trix is totally down with that. Some people I've heard rumor they buy their way out with enough gas bags, but I think that's one of those tales they tell the gladiators to keep them safe or compliant.
Yeah.
Make them think they can earn
I
it.
gotcha. That's.
So yeah, either they work for Augusta or they serve Augusta.
How do people
It's a
usually
little bit
get into
different.
the city?
She lets them in. The guards do. The walls aren't really climbable. You don't just let anyone in.
Do we need tribute?
That might work. Maybe if you offer something, have supplies, resources. Normally it's just allies or howlers.
Alright. I think we can work with that information.
Sounds good to me too.
Good luck. She can get your friend back.
Thanks, Tara.
Just shakes your hand.
Shall we?
Yep. Anon kisses Trix and then stands up. It's like, yeah, right after you. And she's like, hey, take care of yourself.
Hope I see you again.
Hop on the bike.
That'd be lovely.
Anon, you ready?
All right, I'm coming.
And I just walk it because I don't know how to drive it.
So you hop on the back of the bike. So I'm gonna do a little bit of montaging in this section. So Pine, you are taken. They drive you in, kind of the same thing. They you get to this big gate and they open part of it. They let the convoy in. They drive you. You see the city. There's kind of a spire tower in the middle. You see this large arena location, kind of built into a rise on the wall. You're in the city. You're in the city. And then eventually they kind of take you down a tunnel and take you inside, and you go underground and you get thrown into a cell, and then this other person comes up and they sort of look at you and they see how you're dressed and they're like, you a fighter?
Yes. Sorry. Who are you? What's happening?
And they say, my name's Hard Knocks. Welcome to the pits. Yeah, you hear some small children in the background singing. Yeah, they're scrubbing the floors in the back. She's like, quiet! Musicals when I'm not here!
I think
he's a big, burly, but then you realize he's also kind of short. He's 5 foot tall.
I think Pine
super
eventually
stocky.
stands up, and Pine does not stand like somebody
there's
who's scared.
There's bars. You're in a cell, and they kind of look you up and down. And they're like, all right, calls to some guards. Get this one outfitted. I think they'll make a pretty fighter for tonight.
Strong fighter. I mean,
Sure.
It's not often I'm called pretty, so it's
Sure.
yeah.
That way.
Okay.
And they like gesture you and we go through, and it's kind of like the scene from
Is it gonna be
Thor
Thor?
Ragnarok.
Oh, no!
Yeah, you're like, except there's no chair. It's not like pretty music or anything, but you're like dragged to one place, and they like take your clothes. Question.
Do it now.
Is it okay?
But it's done by Jack Kirby.
You have to.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they look at your braid and they're like, nah, and they just like hack it off with a machete. And then they like take your cloak and they're like, nah, and they throw your cloak away and they give you like this like leather gear and they put this helmet on your head.
They can't take your tattoo.
No, they can't take my winking owl tattoo.
Because
They do brand you.
That's fair. What is this? What is the initials?
It's probably just like the symbol of a wolf.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
it
it's
howling
a
over-
howling wolf.
Okay,
yeah.
I have a
Oh.
depiction of that.
It's
There's a wolf and it's
Yeah,
howling
they
over
definitely
some
like. There's
rats.
that moment. It's
I
also
feel like
a little Mad Max where they like come in
Right
with the like the poker and like they straight up just like it hurts.
It does.
Um,
Pine does scream.
Yeah, it's. I'm like
But
that we're
it's
just
a
sort of
boring
joyously playing through this part. Yeah, so they get you all prepped up and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut to Dale and Jade. You've cleaned up.
Dressed for dinner.
You're dressed for dinner, which is exactly what you were wearing before.
Here, a second.
Yeah.
Don't worry, when you translate, your hair comes
Yeah,
back.
yeah, but no,
And like
this is-
Pine doesn't necessarily know that, but
No, Pine's like.
you will have some time. They'll probably like look at you and realize that you're a little out of shape, so they'll pump you
Oh,
up.
I was
and
like-
basically like give you some stimulants.
Will I be able to actually take my heels?
Yeah, so you'll
Okay.
have enough time. Like there is at least enough time for a full hour for you to take the
Okay.
one straight recovery roll
Cool.
yourself, and then you can heal another.
6 is nice. 6 is nice.
Noise.
Another 3.
Oh, good. That actually is very good.
So they pumped her with steroids.
They
with
just straight up
steroids.
pump Pine with some steroids. They're like, here,
Hey.
you look like you need this.
And a vaccination so you don't get sick in the arena.
even in Fury Road.
Welcome to Russia.
Yeah, they're not monsters. They're not anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, I think definitely like the Pine, like we see the scene of like the cutting the hair and then they come in with the brand and then it like fades to black and
Yeah.
we cut to the two of them like getting themselves dressed. And it's just sort of beautiful
I
and
have dipped
lovely.
myself in the bath.
Yeah, you were just slightly cleaner than you were before. Someone knocks on your door. And they're like, oh, yes, this way, and they kind of lead you. And you go through this sort of like winding, kind of labyrinthian, like this building was cobbled together. Like it wasn't designed by anyone. It was like, oh, we need more height. Just stuck some height on it. I want a window over there. Just knocked a wall out.
Ooh, while
And-
we're walking around, do I notice a shiny, ciphery of shiny?
Probably not through here. Unfortunately, if you'd end up in where you were one of the options, then yeah, it was going to be full of ciphers.
Dang it.
I will also say...
I'm an oracle. It's okay. It's fine.
You are
Yeah,
so
actually,
good about remembering that.
Yeah.
they I don't think any of these things they would have on hand. So, okay. But you try. And so you kind of wander around, wander through. You keep your eyes on like, ooh, what are we looking for? And eventually they lead you and you go through and you realize like you're kind of going through like a tunnel and so this building must kind of connect directly to the Coliseum. Because naturally, Lupe wouldn't go out into the
Are we
city
going
to
up
get
or
there.
down?
You go down through the building and then you kind of go flat and then eventually you go up.
Okay.
And you start hearing like the ruckus chorus of the crowd, and it's like, oh yeah, fight, blood, and like and you get led up into essentially the box, right?
Oh,
There's it's the open sort of platform. It's separated from the rabble and the ruffians.
Diamond Club of
Yeah.
Coliseum.
Oh, it is. It's the Diamond Club. It's the
It's
it's the
like unlimited
Emperor's.
soft drinks.
It's the Augusta's, and she's on. It's not quite the same as her pipe throne.
Yeah.
Her like.
Does it
But
still have
the-
hydraulics?
No, I think this one probably doesn't have
has
hydraulics.
wheels.
It has wheels. Yeah. She's just on a wheeled up, like someone pushed her here. It's like her version of a
like a leather.
palanquin.
Well, but it
Yeah.
has like fire spitting out.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
no, totally. Like fire behind her, just spitting out behind it, like kind of well cushioned. I'm just like, oh, Oracle, what can I call you?
I I am Anthony Romano, but you may refer to me as the Wizard.
All right, the Wizard. Go ahead and take a seat. Welcome. And she motions to like a seat right next to you, and please, and like people bring over food, and this is definitely better than the food you were given before.
Yeah.
And she's like, have you ever watched the games before?
Not these games, but other games, yes.
Similar.
I like the ones we have here. It's a form of entertainment, keeps the people amused.
And did you earn your place by defeating many people in the games?
I didn't just defeat people in the games. But the games were my idea. They didn't exist before then. But I have struck down many an enemy. I have heard they've brought some fresh meat from the outside for us tonight. So I look forward to seeing how this pup fares in my pen. And with that, that's when we cut to Pine. Like you're in like the kind of the vongs, or what are they called? The like, not vong. The vom. Yeah,
that's a theater term, right?
It's the walk up as you go into a stadium, right? And they're in it, and they're like pushing you out, and they're like, go.
How many do I have to kill to get out?
All of them. And then more. And they like hand you a weapon.
Give me a number.
And there's like a group behind you, and they're kind of like huddled in. There's like two other people, and they're like, "Ugh," and they just look like kind
It's
of
fine. You'll probably die
emaciated,
quick.
like poor people that just haven't had enough food or water for most of their life.
Oh,
and they
wow.
kind of like motion you down, and you sort of tumble out. And the two of you up there, like it. Actually, give me. It's a standard. Just roll a standard challenge.
19.
19. It is Pine. That's Pine. Pine is down there. That you see Pine. Pine's had their hair cut. His hair's been cut.
Oh.
Do I know?
What did you get?
9.
9. Yeah, that's Pine. You're not quite as like clearly aware. So yeah, you get pushed out and you tumble out into the arena, and you just hear like the chorus, the like raucous cheers of the crowds as they're all like, ah, yeah, blood. And then Augusta, she stands up and she like walks to the front, and you can clearly tell there's some sort of like amplification or something that she's using, and she's like, citizens of New Roma, are you ready for blood tonight? And they're all like, whoa, yeah! And then she just says this.
Hey, is that Augusta?
And she's like, excellent. We have fresh meat from the wastes. Let's bring them out. And now, release the lions!
Oh boy.
Oh.
And you see this gate on the other side rise up.
So.
And you
Oh, wait, no.
come
go
to
ahead.
it. We're gonna do the cinematic. You hear like snarling and yelling, and like Pine, you kind of look down, and all you see are just these two like glowing eyes. And you hear the sounds of like yells and growls and snarls. Dale.
I got a 19. Do I get
Yeah.
any? Can I get any addeds with that?
Oh, 'cause he's
So you get a minor effect from that. Did you have something in mind?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did, but I don't know if I could make it roll over. I don't think I can. So, you know, when she asks, you know, are you ready to see blood?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if I could maybe say, yes, let us see your blood, and push her over.
You cannot get that with a minor effect. That is something you would need to roll for. You can
Yes.
certainly say it. I
can
would.
say, well, let's say my voice is extra amplified.
Okay, you want her to hear that?
No.
Maybe I should do the shoving.
Well, how about I just wink? Yeah.
I think we had this, like, you should probably cause
Yeah.
a distraction.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about
Like,
my
have a
voice
vision.
booms, and I will go through my.
Yeah, you can like straight up oracle for a
Oh
moment.
my God! I see it! I see it! This will be a great battle. There is a warrior out there.
Yeah.
A warrior that
Yes.
is better than all
And
warriors.
she kind of looks back at you, and she's like, and I don't think the crowd hears all of this, but they might see something. They definitely see her get distracted, and yeah, she's gonna buy your oracle act just a little bit more.
And I'm just gonna try to Emperor Palpatine her and like chuck her into the stadium. With
Okay, I'm gonna get you to roll that real fast.
Sure.
Remember, she has
just-
a failure because of the coin.
Oh!
It makes it extra difficult.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing because she doesn't actually roll. So this works in your favor because I don't actually roll for her. But the one thing I'm going to say it's the next action that she took in your presence, as opposed to it's a very weirdly worded one because I'm like she could do a bunch of stuff while you're not around. So this is now 3 steps easier for you.
3 steps easier.
For you. So I was going to make it challenging, so that drops it down to 6. Standard.
Oh.
Ooh.
Good luck.
Eat.
So you just how do you describe this to me?
I think so. I've tried to position myself kind of on the other side of.
Just so you know, there were guards near her, so like they're gonna try and murder you now.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Okay.
figured
So,
Dale and I
like-
had a long talk.
yeah, I just want to
during
be
the
clear
bath
that like you
of like
you
hey,
were
if we
aware
do
that
this,
it's
man, we gotta like
Yeah,
get
yeah,
out
yeah,
of
yeah.
there.
Yes,
all
yes.
like yeah. So it's all gonna happen really fast,
It
right?
is. It is.
And so I think Jade's actually strong enough to just like grab her by the back, almost like scruff of the neck, and just like chuck her.
yeah, you're just trying to like grab her and shove her.
Yeah.
So she starts tumbling. She's gonna like grab onto the edge, so she'll take some damage. What's your normal damage?
4.
4. Okay, let me make a note of this for next time because we're gonna jump back into the fight, which is.
I mean, it looks.
And she like tumbles down and like dunk dunk dunk. And
I
it's
hope it hurt. Too.
it does. It hurts. Like it's probably more of like a 5-meter-ish drop. It's not like a drop off into the arena. It's like because it's an amphitheater.
Yeah.
So she's kind of in one of like they're at the top. It's the fancy part. So she like she
got,
the
like,
crowd goes.
four-
The crowd is like yeah. So she drops
She's in
basically
the crowd.
down the box.
Is there a moment of silence?
There sure.
Yes. Nobody can give you freedom. Freedom. Or yeah, nobody can give you equality. No one can give you freedom. You must take it.
It would have been way more dramatic if you got it right the first time. So
Dang it.
you immediately no, it's great.
That's
It's
very
perfect
Dale,
Dale.
though.
Yeah, you go like you say it, and then you run up in the thing and you yell it, and she's like ah, and she's screaming. She's like definitely gonna
The
climb
minute
back up
she's
there.
over the edge, I'm like, what is the first guard that's gonna come at
Yep,
me?
you turn as a bunch of guards are like, oh, I guess we gotta murder these people now. Pine, you're down in the arena, and
Yeah,
you
what is
just
a
hear
lion?
this
Sylvan
snarling,
minutes.
and this creature steps out, and you're like, you don't know what a lion is.
Yeah.
But if you see it, you're like, that's not a lion.
No.
It's kind of a lion. This sort of like partially furry, like patchy, sort of scaled creature steps out. And you see like one pair of eyes, and then you see another pair of eyes. It has 2 heads.
Oh.
And it's got like a kind of a lion-shaped sort of body that extends into this like tail that's not a lion's tail. It's more like a lizard tail. So it's like this partially furry creature with like a scaled underbelly portion. And you're like, this is what happens to a lion exposed to maybe a lot of radiation. You're not sure. And it snarls as it steps out. It's like a little manticore, but not quite because it doesn't have a scorpion tail. And it just like snarls out, and it gets itself down, and the people behind you, they're like, "Ah!" And the crowd is yelling because like half the crowd has seen what you did, and half the crowd is still watching this like what they're here for.
Yeah.
Is there like
And as they begin forward, we cut to we're gonna flash back to the 2 of you because you definitely because timing wise you would have gotten to the city before all of this happened. So we will we flash back, and then we flash back to the 2 of you on the outside of the wall, and I think that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode.
I'm glad we met the great motorcycle mentor who taught us how to ride these motorcycles.
Yeah, it was just Trix. Trix was like, they came up and they like helped you ride. And so you're like, we cut to the 2 of you, flash back in time, just on your motorcycle outside the massive wall and the giant gate of the city of New Roma. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
There's lots of all caps.
Okay. You started the fight.
I mean, she was right up front.
It's gonna be clear. It's gonna be hard for you to translate out in this city, so we're probably gonna have to escape.
Yeah.
Escape from New Roma.
Yeah, that's next
man,
week's episode is Escape from New Roma.
You can't just like leave these people to suffer.
Yeah, because you destroy one despot and another one totally won't take their place.
Sure.
Yeah.
They'll come up with a fair and democratic
Starve to death
society.
when you destabilize the government.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
no, I'll let the estate know. We'll like.
We'll send
We'll
some.
put the kitty in charge.
No, Kitty. I mean, what is the Kitty got wet? Have you heard of that phrase?
I haven't.
Uncharted.
Okay.
Now I have.
No, it's an Uncharted.
this
It's an
So you
Uncharted.
guys
It's
just
like
have to
it's just
come
something
back
bad.
next week.
Something bad's
This
happening.
continuation of
Kitty
that.
go.
Yeah, you have to come back. I am a little disappointed because 100% when Pine was fighting, they were gonna make Augusta was gonna make you decide what happened to Pine. But it's fine.
We planned this. I'm
But it's
sorry.
fine.
We still could.
You still could.
You're like,
No,
hey,
I love
Dale,
this.
Let's go.
I was actually gonna get scissors and cut my wig, and then I was told I get it back in the next translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do I? Oh, actually. no.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's up to you. So your visual appearance changes every time you translate, or can change. So like you could 100% shift back with like, but I think it means every time you come back to this recursion, your hair is like the same length and just like grows only when
Oh
you're
my-
here, right?
Yeah.
So you come back and it's like this terrible like grown out bowl cut. We've got a couple donations from Betty and Terry. Oh noes, you were enjoying a delicious ding o sticko and got some juice on your Betty's battle toga? Life's so hard. Betty and Stab and Terry understand your issues and came up with the solution. Coming soon from Betty and Terry. This is part 2. From Betty Battle and Stab and Terry, the battle bib.
What?
Functional and decorative. Now your clumsy inept self can enjoy stuffing meat in your face hole while you fight. The best of all recursions. Grime or grease, nothing sticks to the battle bib.
Very nice.
Hopefully blood. Hopefully blood.
Is
also
that
doesn't
just
stick to
like
it.
a tarp you put over here?
Yeah, it's just a trash bag.
Have you seen the one for the car?
I love cliffhangers, and it's not my fault my players hand them to me. I push her off. I actually was almost gonna leave it there. It's like, what if we just like cut?
I
Just
want
like-
to see what was in the.
Yeah, no, we cut to the cat. That's where it ends. It's a big kitty.
I need more room dice.
I mean, it was too easy.
And
Lotion.
Yeah, your dice.
okay,
dice
those
suck.
are donations that came through. Some reminders. Tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific time, we will have Behind the Screens coming back, followed by Wind Down at 6:30 p.m. So just come hang out at 5, and I'll talk to you, and then Anna will talk to you. It'll be great. And we'll talk about playing and running RPGs, and I don't really know what we're going to talk about tomorrow, but it'll be fun. And then next week on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time is the finale of Eat, Pray, Kill, followed by Wednesday, we'll be back with Worlds Beyond. And then don't forget, a Crossmas 2-part special episode is happening starting on Friday the 14th of December.
It's gonna be
that
good.
sounds
Yeah.
right. And then that sounds right.
Yeah.
That's right. If I say it high enough pitched, people won't know. And we'll have more announcements about who's playing who and what's happening with that. It's going to be great.
Soon.
Soon! Hashtag soon. So with that, let's sign off. Who would like to go first?
See from the insides?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it. Bam. Right there.
I am Admiral Asma on the Twitters, but I've been Janine in real life.
Hey, I'm Nathan Kiss. What is Kiss on the internet? Find me. I love you.
Oh, are we going this way? Hello,
Yeah.
I am Bonsai. Bonsai Baby on Twitch and Bonsai Baby on Instagram and Twitter. Yes. Hello. Bye.
Hi, I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram, except Instagram is the Shell Game. And at some point, I will update my website with live performances. It's sarahperforms.com. It's gonna get updated one day.
Cool. I feel that. I'm Jackie Dash, Jakidash. Ding.
Lauren.
She's doing fine.
It's just the delay on Twitch.
Yeah, it's all on it. Twitch and Twitter, Monday Fun Days, we're
Not
playing
related person
Storybook
at all.
Murder Time, so check it out.
And I have been Random Tuesday, your GM. I will see you next time for Worlds Beyond, and tomorrow night for Behind the Screens. Worlds Beyond, the Coliseum?
Coliseum edition.
The Lightning Coliseum.
Coliseum, call you don't. Nope.
Light noise hemisphere.
Loud noise hemisphere. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye.